Hello, everyone. It's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at Tru Heel Heat. Yeah.
Good morning. It is Saturday morning. You know what time it is. It's time for the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast after the WrestleMania size podcast we had last week with the fellas over from Smart Psychology Podcast and Justin Rich. It is back to the OG trio, and it's the holiday season. Well, OG duo, because, you know, JJ will not show up during the holiday season. But I'm in the holiday spirit, and I'm here with Miss Krssi Love, who's back from vacation. Roman Reigns comes back, so does Miss Krssi Love. It's the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast. WBD is going to pick WWE Raw over AEW. AEW is going to lose TV, all because of who? Who? One Bill Phil. Let's get to it. Hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the Tru Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for Tru Heel Heat 255, One Bill Phil's Revenge. Yeah, all the fire and the flames are here for One Bill Phil's Revenge, discussing the latest wrestling news, including WBD possibly picking WWE Raw over AEW. Say it ain't so. Also, Punk's goal to take over NXT from Shawn Michaels. Kenny Omega is injured. No, or Kenny, he's out indefinitely and in the hospital.
Terrible.
Liv Morgan got arrested for marijuana in 2023. I thought this was going to be a light week, Krssi Love. Recap of this week in wrestling with AEW Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, ROH TV, ROH Final Battle last night, WWE Smackdown, Raw, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, World Tag Team Final, Impact Final Resolution, and more. Yeah, it's never a light week in wrestling.
Especially when I come back, you know, it's always something that gotta, always, in the mix of it all.
And she's in the holiday spirit. The revolving tree is back, y'all. Miss Krssi Love is back. How are you?
What's going on? Good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Happy holidays. Have an egg in your eggnog for me. May your Yuletide be jolly and nice, or wherever the hell it fucking goes. But hey, friends.
We drink coquito. We drink
coquito, yes.
Coquito.
We drink coquito. If you have any, please send it my way so I can have it for the holiday cheering. Guys.
We will take super chats in, what you want to give during the show. And
let me know if you find a wrestler on my tree, because they're there.
Point it out, the Easter eggs. I'm going to take off the hat because this is fitting me like a do-rag instead of a Santa hat. All right.
Okay, so friends.
Now my head can breathe. No, and we started this show 15 minutes late. No, we're not just on CP time. You know the regular CP time. We start at 11:10.
Right.
You know that. We say 11:05. We're gonna start at 11:10. We had technical difficulties, and I think it was the hat as well. The hat was breaking off the circulation to my brain, and I just had to yell at my laptops for not agreeing with me this morning. But it was my fault. It's not Krssi Love's fault.
Nope.
It was
I
my
was on time. I was early, actually.
You were on time. Yeah, you were at 11:04. That's early for you.
Nope. Ask our producer. I was there before at 11 o'clock, friend.
You know, you were not. I clicked on. Wait, you fell out?
Nope. I came on and I was like, oh crap, my laptop restarted and like swiped everything out. So I had to log in. So I asked for the code. If you acknowledge and look at the time that I sent and asked for everyone in our group chat for the code, and everyone ignored me. I was on.
He's like, acknowledge me.
Just saying. Matter of fact, I got the receipts. Don't do me like that, friend.
I'm not. I believe you. I believe you, man.
Okay, fine.
I believe you, man.
I sent that at 11:02.
Oh, now how the story has already changed. You see?
Whatever.
You see it, ladies.
Look. I sent. Oh, okay. That one was at 11:05. But whatever, because no one. And I sent it to you separately as well.
You did. I was confused because I was like, we're both on. You don't kind of need the code because me and Johnny.
I understand, but for whenever other times I need to log in by myself, I don't. It just logged me right on in.
She's a producer now, ladies and gentlemen. She does serving face and heels on here. You know, she's popping her collar. She's been featured on different shows, on Body Slam and stuff. She's like the sixth man for Know Your Role and stuff.
Exactly.
World famous Queen of the Ring. She was doing a podcast with. I've only seen Queen of the Ring on Survivor Series press conference and stuff. So.
Right? Just saying. I know a lot of famous people. That's all.
She does. She's too big for us. That's why she only shows up. She only shows up twice a month.
No, I had to be an adult and be a parent, and unfortunately, I had to sit at this thing last week, so that's why I couldn't do it. I'm so sorry. I asked the guys way in advance, but no one acted like they wanted to.
For real.
Like
people know I call out people in our chat.
I didn't even go to the boss himself. I was like, no, let me be the person and ask everyone myself. Everyone was like, no, I'm going away. No, I'm doing this. No, I'm doing that. No, okay, guys, fine. You're only available during the weekdays. It's okay. No problem.
Only during the weekdays at 8 p.m. in the evening. That's when they're all available. Or
at 11 o'clock at night or 10 p.m. when the shows are over.
Gotta work.
It's
They
okay.
gotta do their 9 to 5s. I understand. But y'all niggas try to act like y'all got 7-day-a-week jobs. Like y'all don't got 2 days to be free and jump on a fucking podcast. Yeah, I'm calling these out. Yeah, it's that time of the year. Utah singing whatever that is. Yeah, good time. But yes, we are here at the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast, the realest, the most interactive podcast in the wrestling land. We appreciate y'all for joining us live here on Saturday for the Saturday morning cookout. We appreciate y'all. Show that appreciation back. Drop the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, most importantly about this podcast that we do here every single Saturday, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you, and you guys were amazing. We had 18 super chats last week. We got I think $200 or so on last week's show, and you guys interacting with us. So please feel free. It is the holiday season. It's gonna hit us in 2024. This money that you're giving us now, but it's still the holiday season. If you're feeling generous, let us start off 2024 on the right note. Any dollar amount matters. We will highlight it on screen. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible, but the super chat donations take top priority. We are a self-funded channel, so every little bit counts and matters. And of course, in Jimmy Macaram interpretation, nigga, we broke. It's the holiday season. A lot of us got kids. Me and Krssi got kids.
And my kids are older now, and they know that. Well,
we're bigger sizes.
Yeah,
bigger sizes.
I don't want to say anything about the jolly old man, but they know the truth of it all now and everything that comes with that stuff.
Yes, and that's why Will Chisholm is going to be on one of my kids' Christmas gifts this year. Will Chisholm, the Santa Will Chisholm. Shouts out to you. We got ALW in the chat saying Saturday morning THH. Let's go. We got Big Hero Chris. Acknowledge Krssi. Yes. acknowledge the tribal queen. We got
I love that. You made people
we got Molly B who says wrestling media going nuts over WBD, maybe picking Raw over AEW. Meanwhile, mainstream media is fearing WBD having a 60% chance of going bankrupt. It's so
okay, so you gotta tell me this whole
180.
story because I don't know any of this. What's happening? Like that part of the news I don't know, so I'm excited to hear. Oh God, I got to.
I think that's the best part of Tru Heel Heat Flagship podcast is for the people that don't keep up to date with wrestling news, and they can just come on here and get the full course of what happened
Correct.
during the week.
Yeah. So.
We got Vala B who says maybe wrestling bubble, chill the fuck out and look at the real issue. Yeah. The real issue is WBD is worried about the NBA, but they're trying to talk down the NBA right now with David Zaslav coming out and saying, oh, our company doesn't need the NBA. If you don't need the NBA, you don't need AEW, you don't need WWE. And if you have a 60% chance of going bankrupt, you probably can't afford any of these entities. But
what's happening? What? Oh my God.
It's crazy out here.
It's a lot happening. What? I'll leave for 1 week. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Omega, like, I wasn't even going that long. I'm telling you, like, what the hell? I just saw him on Wednesday. Now all of a sudden he ain't.
It's crazy, crazy out here in these streets.
Liv Morgan getting picked up for weed. Yo, we can't smoke weed now, son. Like, what is this? And she got a whole mugshot, son. Like, what is this?
Can't puff pass.
Like,
can't have a vape.
You can't have
a vape with cannabinoids.
Cannabinoids. Yo, that's what is mind-boggling to me right now, son.
I do like that StreamYard now with people who are watching on Twitter. It tells us they have joined. So we got Eric joining us on
that's
Twitter.
What that means.
We got Steve joining us on Twitter.
Hey, Steve.
We also got a super chat donation from the good brother, the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson.
How's
Thank
Mama
you so
Buck
much,
doing?
Nick Jackson.
For us,
yes.
You know?
Happy holidays to Mama Buck. Happy holidays to the family of Bucks. Negro Buck, one of our favorites, one of our best supporters, and showing us so much love. A part of the family here at Tru Heel Heat. He says, I am still hungover from celebrating turning the big 25 year. Happy birthday.
You're a baby. Damn, 25, bro. Wow.
That's when I had my midlife crisis. I remember that. Good times.
I had my first kid at 25. I got married at 25.
That was 10 years ago for me.
Yeah.
You know?
He says, more for me. Sorry.
He says, but I'm still here for some Tru Heel Heat. Much love, y'all. Heart. Yes, thank you so much for showing up, Negro Buck, and happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Cha cha cha.
Happy birthday to you.
Cha, cha, cha.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to ya. You doing it yourself. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. See, the people that don't know would have stopped already. Yeah, I know. I've listened to the real song. You got me hitting the mic up here. Negro Buck, happy birthday. Happy holidays to you. That's what Super Chats get you, ladies and gentlemen. Just your whole birthday celebration and singing. We got big hero Chris saying free Liv till it's backwards. Absolutely. We stand up. We stand up. We stand up. We stand up for Liv Morgan out here in these streets, y'all. Yep. Eric Isaac joining us saying, hey, guys, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Bell, 100%. That is one of the GOAT mugshots you will ever see in a lifetime. Bell saying, you know, Liv is that bitch when she still looks good in a mugshot with no makeup. I was like, yo, is this a model shot? This is not a mugshot. No one has ever looked this good in a mugshot.
She looks great.
Bravo, Liv.
She still looks a little high, and that's fine.
Yeah. She got high on her own supply. It's fine.
That's I don't get it, but whatever.
We got Senior Nerd saying, stay off the weed. And we also got Negro Buck with another super.
Oh
Yo,
my
he
God.
got paid for the 25th birthday. He like, I'm showing
Right?
love. I'm spreading the love. It's the Houston way. I was gonna say Brooklyn way, but it's the Houston way. He out in Texas. He says, "Trust me, SB3. I'm fully in the middle of my quarter life crisis, and thank you for singing the black version of that song." Yeah, I can't sing the white version.
No, you. I mean, you shouldn't. Like, you sing it for like the first part, and then you hit the remix.
Exactly. You got to hit it like Diddy. Like Diddy dropped
Yeah.
on the
Yep.
remix in the odds, but we don't represent Diddy here. No,
I'm about to say, see, we can't even like.
Yeah, I can't even say anything like Diddy. It was like, no, can't do it anymore.
They fucked it up for themselves. That's the problem. See what I'm saying? Like, if you would have just stayed and just did the.
Him and R. Kelly, man,
Yeah,
trapping people in rooms and shit and feeding them.
Like, you can have sex with people and do whatever you want, but then once you start like holding people hostage and kidnapping niggas and doing shit to them, like that's
where do you do that at?
Like, why you gotta do that, son? Like, you rich, like you ain't gotta do that.
You could have hit him with the. You could have made the girl go walk across the Brooklyn Bridge for some sugar cookies or something.
Something light work, son.
Something light. We got Jesse Hyde who says WBD ready to bring WWE to TNT, TBS, and bring the end of AEW. And Sasha Banks may come back to WWE because she does not want to be buried by TK, aka Vince McMahon 2.0.
Yo, this is a witch hunt like Donald Trump, son. I think this is a witch hunt, and at all they just trying to take you down, Uncle T. TK, they trying to take you down, bro. They don't want you to be great.
You gotta wish for your demise out here. That's what Jesse Hyde's comment sounded like.
They don't want you to be great, bro, at all. He's like, I'll show them. We'll take their little company down and their little friends too.
They're not gonna do this to us. Represent and stand up for WWE. Negro Buck saying Liv might have the best mugshot ever. She's gonna end up on Mug Shorties.
Mug Shorties? Is that a thing?
I'm sorry. I now have to go on Instagram and see if this is a real thing. Is this a real thing? No, this can't be a real thing. This can't be a real thing, ladies.
It might be something real.
I'm going to look. I'm going to look because, and the fact that you know this, Negro Buck, tells me a little bit too much. No, I see. Wait, I see Mug _ Shorties. What is this? It's a page of hot chicks with mugshots.
I mean, listen.
Y'all are ridiculous. And we got another comment here, another super chat donation. Donation from Vala B, who says, nah, fuck it. I'm not that strapped for cash. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Also, happy birthday to Nick. And Liv gonna be on Mug Shorties.
Well, where's the black girls at?
Wait, I think I spelled it wrong. I spelled it wrong.
All the way down at the bottom.
Oh, it's got the blue check too, and Liv's already on it.
Yeah, she's already on it, man. Like, I'm mad they got Donald Trump in this bitch though.
Mug shotties. If you got a mugshot fetish, mug shotties on Instagram. We learned something new today, ladies and gentlemen.
What? Yeah, this is dead ass like a page full of like girls and they mugshot. They have 471,000 followers. Wow. This is interesting.
I can't believe this. Chase said only for research. Chase, you're single. You're all right. That would be my excuse. That would be if my missus ever looked at my Instagram search history, I'd be like, I only looked it up for the show. I'll go back, timestamp it. 15-minute mark. Yeah, it's really a thing.
Nah, this is actually really good mugshot of whoever this girl is. This is a really nice one.
She looks like an Hispanic Left Eye Lopez.
Okay, we have to talk about wrestling. Like this is
we go down these rabbit holes all the time. People, all you gotta do, people, go over and support the Tru Heel Heat Sports YouTube channel. Once we get that to 500, we'll start the pop culture.
Oh wait, no, this is not her first rodeo, son. Like, yo, this is her with colored hair.
She's our new hero. She's our MVP of the
She's the
show.
MVP of the
She's
show
our
right
MVP
now.
of the show so far.
Damn.
But yes, we are gonna go talk about wrestling eventually on this show. Thank y'all all for joining us. We start off every podcast with our Tru Heel roll call, shouting out those supporting us across social media, the Tru Heels group page on Facebook, as well as our Patreon backers. Our top 3 conversation starters on our Tru Heels group page. You got Randy Trevor Lewis, you got Joe Bellini, and number 1 Stewie Palmer. Our Patreon backers, you got Vala B, Alan Weinstein, Negro Buck, you got Alex McCarthy, Professor Chris, Austin K, Robert, Steve, Fifth Generation Carney, Ladarius, John, Dan, Kobe, Dolores, John Martin, DJ Eric, Marcus Ryan, James, Alan, Santo, Queen Monet, Christopher, and Victoria Kidd, as well as Nick, Tim. Thank you so much for supporting us over at patreon.com/Tru Heel Heat. We got the Tru Heel Heat Prediction Championship over there. Been having plenty of exclusive content. You got the first look at our interview with Chris Bay that dropped yesterday, as well as Hardcore Rewind and Review of Honor. So go over there and support us for just $3 a month. But let's get into what we missed from this week in wrestling. And we're going to start off with AEW Dynamite. Winter is coming, which did 845,000 video viewers for this week's show. Number 1 in the demo for this week's show. And the show featured Jon Moxley defeating Swerve Strickland.
A travesty.
In an excellent main event by holding on to the tights,
Peter,
despite Swerve's shoulder being up, to earn 3 points and 12 points overall to take the lead in the Gold League of the AEW Continental Classic. Then over in the Blue League, you had Andrade El Idolo defeating Brody King in another great match from both of these guys in the Continental Classic.
Do they get bad matches? Like
Andrade, I've been saying Andrade's been on fire since he came back.
Is he trying to say, this is my exit out? Like this is my escape? Like this is what you are missing over there on WWE? So you need to hire me, friends?
He's like an NBA player. You know when they say an NBA player is in a contract year, he's playing for his next contract. That's Andrade.
Yes.
Andrade's playing for his next contract.
That's exactly what he's doing. Exactly. Like I'm trying to get out of here, and I need to show y'all what y'all missing, son. Like let's go.
Also, you had Switchblade Jay White defeating Mark Briscoe in a very good match in the Gold League. Meanwhile, in the Gold League, you had Roosh beat Jay Lethal in the quickest match of the Continental Classic so far. Then you also had, unfortunately, the Golden Jets challenging Ricky Starks and Big Bill for the AEW World Tag Team Championships.
Which won't happen now.
AEW World's End in a mess of a segment, but there was a reason for that. We'll get to that in a bit. Samoa Joe came out to start the show, and he accused Hangman Adam Page of being the attacker of MJF the week prior in an opening confrontation between the two. That was interrupted by Roderick Strong. This led to Hangman beating Roddy in a very good opener to the show. However, Hangman did not stand tall for the whole entire show, as the Devil's henchmen attacked him to close the show, with the Devil coming out of a car and giving the signal to slam Hangman on a car windshield with, real glass. Real glass.
Is that supposed to be a note to somebody to say, like, hey, we can still use real glass even if you're not here?
Cry me a river. No, it might be a clue of who's the devil.
Right.
But what did you think about this week with the Continental Classic? You did not sound happy about Moxley beating Swerve.
I mean, all I know is Swerve better just win this whole fucking thing. That's all I know.
I told everybody, if Swerve won this one, that means he's not winning in the group final.
Got it. Okay. So he had to get a loss.
It was either a draw or a loss. I wanted a draw.
I would prefer a draw, still make both guys look strong and whatnot. I mean, I still think that he has the chance to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole pulling up the tights. I mean,
and his shoulder was up. I mean, they made it very clear he did not get beat. He really did not get beat.
He got it. He was like, what the and he was tight. So yeah. So I see what they're trying to do. I just didn't like what they did, but whatever. He just better fucking win. That's all.
That's all we know. He needs to at least make the finals. I've said before, there's 3 really good options to win this entire tournament. But in the Gold League, there's only one. It's Swerve. It's Swerve. I mean, Hangman. I mean, Switchblade.
Well, yeah.
You could convince me Switchblade is the right choice, but definitely, I think it's Swerve that needs to make it to the finals.
Yes.
And then in the Blue League, it's between Eddie and Bryan. I kind of change every week between those two.
I mean, I don't really care about the Blue League. Really, it's like whatever. I'm just more focused on the Gold and the other leagues, to be honest. The other guys really don't need it.
There's only 2 leagues.
Well, yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Those other guys really don't, like Eddie and Bryan don't need it.
I think that Eddie has the good story because he was so confident putting up his 2 titles at the start of the tournament. Then he loses his first match and then loses confidence completely. Then he loses another matchup and gets angry, which leads to his first win. And I think he's going to get another win tonight. Okay. And he has the whole journey of getting back and getting to the group final where he can potentially face Bryan and beat him to make it to the final. The more I've talked about the beginning of the tournament, I said Bryan versus Swerve needs to be the final, and I don't care who wins, because if you have a whole new title, a Triple Crown championship, there's not many people that's better to have a new title on than Bryan Danielson. So you should probably put the new title on Bryan Danielson. But if you want to feel like it's in the next step, another big win for somebody, Swerve also works. If you want a more emotional story, Eddie works.
Okay, fine. I guess. Sure.
I love how you let me explain this all, and then you just begrudgingly be like, "All right, you spend all this time."
But Bryan is also on his way out anyway, so technically he doesn't even really need it.
He can get one last. Why can't he get a one title in AEW? You telling me Bryan Daniels is going to end his career and never win a title in AEW?
Touche. Fine. Okay, got it. Okay, just give him one of those 3 belts that are there.
No, he gets the Triple Crown. Negro Bug saying, make it happen, y'all. The culture needs the pop culture podcast. Man, we need more support over on the sports channel. We can get that up and running. I mean, like Krssi Love said at the start of the show, she couldn't get anybody to fill in for her yesterday. Y'all expect us to run 2 other channels outside of this one? It's already enough work for me on this one. You don't see me much on the sports channel already.
I don't be trying to leave SP high and dry. I promise you. I really be trying to get here and do the stuff that I'm supposed to damn do.
Nah, Romeo did great picking the co-host for me.
Well, he actually technically, before I even went to the chat, I called him first.
Look at that.
And he said no.
Look at that. Romeo getting the call before anyone. Nero Buck saying, fuck the finish to that Dynamite main event. Swerve's left shoulder was higher than Matt Riddle. Yeah, Big Man Dogs is right. That ref was doing all he could to not look away from that shoulder.
Not very good at that, sir. Sorry.
Big Man Dogs saying Andrade has been putting on mass too ahead of his WWE return. Yeah, he looked jacked on Dynamite this week when he was posing and stuff. He was ridiculous. I'm
mad at the fact that you guys are really letting Paul get all of these Thanos rings and stones and whatnot now. Like, it's really like the story is being shown in our eyes, and we already kind of know the ending somewhat.
It's like we've seen a lot of this stuff before, because we're gonna get into the WBD stuff, and I talked about it on.
It's like WCW all over again.
No, the WBD stuff is very reminiscent of ECW all sitting all fine and pretty on TNN, and then WWE goes over and takes TNN from them, and then they're just like, oh, so we're fucked now? We're fucked?
That's how they took over ECW. Right. And Paul had to be a everlasting.
And he cut that infamous promo where he'd be like, "You people, ECW fans can't find us because the network doesn't promote us." Yes, great stuff. Our producer knows, he remembers that vividly. He's the hardcore ECW fan here. Got our good brother Ayo from Wrestle Purist joining us in the chat and Twitter. Thank you so much clicking on. Appreciate the love, brother. We also got Rickety saying happy Saturday.
You can watch from Twitter now?
Yes, you can watch from Twitter now. You can watch from the Twitter machine. That's what's
cute. That's new. I didn't know we did those things in these lands. Okay, cute.
So you're going for Swerve to win the Continental?
I would like Swerve to win the whole thing. Yes.
All right. My pick is now Bryan this week. We'll see if that changes next week. Um, now let's get to the news, and
Oh God, I
it's
can't.
supposed to be AEW news. It's kind of AEW news, but it's mostly about WWE, as WWE has got people up in a tizzy. This all starts on this week, Krssi Love. Dave Meltzer puts out this like cryptic tweet. He's like, things have changed greatly in regards to the WWE Raw TV rights negotiations.
Oh yeah, because it's supposed to be leaving USA, right? Because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
that's
they're looking for a new deal. Their deal
okay.
runs out in September of 2024. They already got the deal for NXT to go to CW already set. They got SmackDown going to USA, and they want Raw to go somewhere else, not USA, so they can get money from 3 different companies.
Networks, yeah,
Networks, companies, however you want to swing it.
correct.
And but the rumor and innuendo from before was that Warner Brothers Discovery was loyal to AEW, that they were a contender to be in this bidding war for WWE Raw, but they were on the lower end. Everything that we've heard from WBD was that WBD was going to negotiate with AEW. They may talk to Raw, but it's nothing that serious. But then that tweet from Dave Meltzer caused another tweet from Matt Kuhn, who was the co-host of Dax Harwood on the FTR podcast. One of the other good brothers from Wrestle Purist, Ebu, who has some close sources in CM Punk's camp, he kind of put out a tweet saying that he was hearing the same kind of stuff. And then PW Insider reported this week that WWE has been negotiating with Warner Brothers Discovery about a TV deal for Monday Night Raw, with a meeting happening this past Monday in New York City. TKO's Mark Shapiro, along with WWE's Nick Khan and Triple H, went to New York City to meet with WBD executive Bruce Campbell. Campbell is the chief revenue and strategy officer over at WBD. The meeting lasted for several hours on Monday morning, with at least some of it in a conference room usually reserved for David Zaslav. WWE is seeking a substantial increase in media rights for Raw. They want $400 million a year and have been meeting with potential suitors. Triple H and Nick Khan were in Los Angeles weeks ago for that purpose. WBD is believed to be one of their interested parties, as well as Amazon. And WWE sources noted that there are other interested parties. WBD, meanwhile, has been focused on retaining NBA rights, although Zaslav has publicly stated that they don't need the NBA. According to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, the discussions between WWE and WBD may have been dead at one point, and we're at a dead end, but the arrival of who? CM Punk to WWE has, quote unquote, opened up what may have been a shut door. That is one reason that Punk will be on the upcoming house show in Los Angeles at the Kia Forum on December 30th, as WWE plans to invite all potential partners to the event. The company is currently the home, WBD is currently the home of All Elite Wrestling, which airs Dynamite on TBS and Rampage and Collision on TNT. That deal lasts through the end of 2024. Although Tony Khan has stated he met with WBD on Tuesday, Meltzer added that WWE may not be interested in exclusivity in any potential deal with WBD, something that WBD may not agree to anyway. And it also should be worth noting that the CW deal with WWE NXT was not exclusive as well, which was why CW was still able to negotiate with NWA. It should be noted that there are reports circulating that WBD is struggling financially, like Vala B said earlier, with around 60% chance of bankruptcy, according to financial analysts from Micro Access. It was noted by Meltzer that one of the key aspects regarding WBD negotiations with any wrestling company is how much they have to pay for the NBA. It's believed that whoever WWE ends up going with for Raw, that deal will finalize soon. And WWE has been having major shakeups in their TV rights in recent weeks, with SmackDown going to USA next year, leaving Fox. Meanwhile, NXT leaving the USA to go to the CW. And A lot of this talk and innuendo, a lot of people are saying, are coming from the CM Punk end of the talks of WBD being a major player in this upcoming negotiations with WWE Raw. Of course, if you go back to the original episode of Collision, that's when CM Punk cut the infamous return promo where he talked about his relationship with David Zaslav, the president of WBD, and how David Zaslav calls him One Bill Phil. Well, apparently, this is One Bill Phil's revenge because he's opened up a door that may potentially see AEW losing TV completely, despite just having Collision show up this past June. Tony Khan recently discussed AEW and ROH TV rights and how the latter promotion adds potential value to the former. Khan spoke about the situation on the ROH Final Battle media call. He said, "We've had really good talks with Warner Brothers Discovery, had a great visit with them today, and we have a really exciting relationship that has grown a lot over the years and has expanded for AEW. Ring of Honor is still a third party in the relationship and is a company putting on really exciting wrestling and is peripheral to the conversation right now. It offers a lot of value to AEW and to a media company, and there's a lot of interest in ROH, and some of the most exciting wrestling and stories and some of the best events in ROH history are happening now. It's really awesome that ROH has healthy options and very complimentary for myself, my family, and our business interests. The ROH media rights and the massive library and IP are there and accessible to us as we pursue new media rights for AEW in 2024. And we also have the additional value of the ROH library with the AEW library that has continued to grow. Almost 200 episodes of Dynamite, well over 100 episodes of Rampage, an exciting half year of Collision." So that is everything, Krssi Love. Everything that is on the table. Right now, it is mainly talk and innuendo and rumors and speculation. But if we've learned anything in 2022 and 2023, where there's smoke, there's usually fire with these wrestling news stories. So what do you think about the potential of WBD choosing WWE Raw over AEW?
It says a lot, and it says that they don't really believe in AEW. At least that's what I'm getting from it. It shows that there's more money to be made with the bigger company than this other number two. There's number one, and then there's number two. We want to put all our eggs with number one.
I mean, if you're a media rights company, it's a no-brainer. If you're in the wrestling business, you want to get the hot company in the wrestling business. So if you have the opportunity to pick up a WWE and it's at the value, it's at a certain value that you will get the ad revenue, that you don't find yourself in a situation of what Fox was, where they paid a certain amount for WWE, expecting a certain amount of viewership, a certain amount of ad revenue, and they weren't able to basically come up with the profit that basically made the investment look good. Then they didn't want to negotiate with WWE during these new media rights deal because they overspended for WWE back in 2019. So if the money increase, the more money that you're going to have to pay for WWE over AEW, if you're going to get that in the benefits back, ad revenue, viewership, then it makes sense for WBD. My real issue with all of this, with all this talk and speculation, regardless of if it's true or not, if it's true, it makes sense for WBD to do their due diligence. If you have a deal that's going to run out with one wrestling company that perception-wise has taken a big hit in the past 18 months since Brawl Out, and then you have this other company that has taken a big increase and elevated their perception, whether it's Vince being retired and Triple H coming in, selling the company to TKO, all the big business they've been doing as far as live events and pay-per-views and going outside the country. If you're going to pay them $100 million more, I think that's a good investment to dip out on AEW and take WWE. AEW is my issue here because all this news comes after Tony Khan confirming that CW came to him not for AEW, Krssi Love. CW came to him for Ring of Honor, and he turned them down.
It's terrible.
Turned him down off of some stupid fucking loyalty to David Zaslav and WBD. David Zaslav that just laid off 100-something employees when he took over this damn company. David Zaslav that has just cut and gutted DCEU and DC Films. David Zaslav. Oh, you want to get me really angry? David Zaslav took away my fucking Krssi reboot on Max. David Zaslav is who you're loyal to.
But I don't understand why he couldn't just have 2 deals. Like, the whole point of you having these shows, Ring of Honor needed its platform to be seen somewhere. So it could have been seen. It could have been great to be seen right after NXT or next to NXT, the day after NXT. Like, we're playing chess, not checkers, friends. And like the WB, which is a network that's not cable. I mean, you need cable to watch it, but I'm just saying it's not a cable network. It's bigger than that. And you kind of like ruined it by like being loyal to someone that's probably not even loyal to you.
No. And why would he? Why would he be loyal? Like Tony Khan, you have to start thinking like a businessman. You gotta start thinking,
that's
like
the thing.
there's a reason why WWE does not do what they used to do. They were doing what Tony Khan was doing, keeping everything in one family and one company with WBD. WWE was doing that in the 2010s.
Yeah.
They were doing that in the 2010s when they kept everything on either USA or Sci-Fi or something like that. But they learned that it made more money and more sense to get money from different places. That's what we saw in 2019 when SmackDown went to Raw, when WWE landed the deal with USA for Raw, and then they immediately added on NXT as well to compete with AEW. They smartly took money here, money there, and money everywhere. And now they're doing the same thing again now during these new TV media rights. And, Tony Khan said during the Final Battle media call that both him and WBD are doing their due diligence. I hope you are, Tony. I really hope you are.
I mean, who is with this man? Like, who is your people?
I just want WBD to just re-up AEW, because the last thing the wrestling business needs is AEW to lose their TV deal, because that would be drastic. Like regardless of if you're a WWE fan, AEW fan, just a fan of wrestling in general, outside looking in, casual, hardcore, AEW is directly responsible for the quality we've been getting from WWE. There's no argument against it. You can debate it all you want. You're just gonna make yourself look stupid because it is what it is. If it wasn't for AEW, I mean, probably still Vince would probably get caught because Wall Street Journal don't play. But I don't think that there would be this concerted effort. And even when Vince was still around, we still had Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. There was still some good stuff that was sprouting up and actually showing that they were trying to come up with some creative, entertaining stuff. Even in that time when Vince was here, it just got even better when he was gone. But he was trying, at least when AEW came into play. So AEW is directly responsible for the changes that we've seen from WWE. They changed their whole developmental because they lost the Wednesday Night War. Like, the trickle down effect of AEW led to more people getting more money in 2019, and why all these big money contracts are coming up in 2024. It's all AEW. It's helped out the wrestlers. It's helped out both companies. It's helped out the business in general. No one wants AEW to lose their TV. The big point of contention or upset and issue that I have with this whole story is that it doesn't feel like Tony Khan has done his due diligence.
He doesn't have his research into
blind loyalty to David Zaslav. Like, even if you didn't know who that is, does that name sound like someone you should trust?
I don't even know who the hell that is.
He's the head man, the president of WBD.
Oh. He already seemed like he already gone to With well, he already signed with WWE anyway, so he seemed like he's more loyal to them regardless of with that part. So I
Well, he
mean,
didn't
like,
sign with WWE already. This are just rumor and innuendo
oh, okay,
reports.
sorry.
The only
My bad.
firm report we know is that TKO, Mark Shapiro, and Nick Khan and Triple H had the meeting with WBD on Monday.
Got it. Okay.
Just having a meeting is not them being like, "Oh, fuck
Yeah,
you, AEW." That's
yeah,
them
right,
doing
right.
their due diligence. Like I keep saying, they are doing the right thing. What I'm concerned about is that it doesn't feel like AEW is doing the right thing. And yes, I understand the whole strategy from Tony Khan of ROH and a 20-year library helping out in the potential negotiations for a TV rights deal for AEW and putting it on a streaming service and
Right.
having all those years of content on there. It does make sense.
Mhm.
But it also makes sense to see if you can get $200 million for Ring of Honor. It also
Yeah.
makes sense for that too.
I agree.
I'm saying it could help.
I agree. I agree.
Could help.
I agree with you on that. Yep.
We got Chilling with Chase saying WWE most likely using WBD to get FX / Disney to pay more for them. WBD always looking for live content cheaper to produce. Yeah, 100%. 100%. This seems like WWE using WBD to put some fear in AEW as well as get the other bidders to like, you better pay up. You better up that number. Better up that number. Just saying.
I mean, if you want it, like, I mean, you really care, like, you should.
You better up that number, brother. We got Chilling with Chase also saying, you may notice WBD has been giving their movie rights to other streaming platforms, as well dropping some of their popular archive shows from Max altogether. Yes. We got Vala B saying WWE just doing their due diligence. They have to talk to WBD because it is their fiduciary duty. I practiced that. I did practice that. I hope I said that right. We also got Nate Melton in the chat, the good brother, NWA podcast. We're seeing all the great black podcasts in the chat this morning. I love it.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate you.
Exactly. He says, morning, fam. The Muffin Man hit TK with that color purple curse. Until you do right by me, Tony, everything you touch is going to fail. First, the Jags start losing. Now, WBD and the Fed in bed.
Damn.
WBD and the Fed in bed.
Sad.
Yo, big man dogs. That's the one part. Like, that wasn't even in the report we talked about today, but that was the one news element that still was in my head that made all of this just be like, damn, that looks so dumb now. That looks so dumb, big man dogs, for Tony to say no to an ROH show on CW to please WBD out of blind loyalty to WBD, who has no loyalty to you.
Like you like what do you think that it is nowadays, sir? Like, come on.
We got Max who says, congrats on being BFFs with the guy who made an entire industry go on strike over the summer. Definitely speaks to how he really feels about workers' rights too. Absolutely, man.
I mean,
yo, Max like, yo, I'm gonna start spitting right quick. Because that shit didn't make any sense. CM Punk, Mr. Anti-Authority, saying, I'm best friend with David Zaslav. I was like, well, you're not one of us anymore. Yo, I can't believe he said that. Like, he was so braggadocious the way he said.
He really was, though. Yep.
We got Negro Buck saying, what? CW wanted Ring of Honor? CW was negotiated with NWA. You think they didn't want Ring of Honor?
Sad.
They must have been real desperate after Tony Khan said no. They went to NWA. CW probably didn't think they had a chance with WWE.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. That's exactly what it was. Until, people start running their damn mouths, and then,
You turn Greg Bush saying turning CW down for ROH gotta be in TK's top 2 worst choices. It's definitely up there.
It definitely, yeah.
It's definitely up there. When you see the money that NXT got, it's like,
idiot. You could have got that easy
like,
for ROH.
even if you don't get that because it's WWE, if you get something just sort of
close, close to it.
That's more than you're getting on Honor Club.
Right.
That's more than you're getting from the at best 20,000 people that have Honor Club.
That's streaming when they could just, But this is chess, not checkers. People not thinking about the end game and the bigger picture.
We got another super chat donation from Jay Miller. Thank you so much, good brother. Appreciate the love. First time super chatter, so appreciate that. He says, does Punk need to wrestle on TV? As Cody would say, do the work to win the Royal Rumble, regardless of storyline with Seth. I think that he might wrestle on TV after winning the Royal Rumble, but it is smart of WWE to save his first matchup for the Royal Rumble match itself. I think he might do some promo work, might interact with a couple of people on TV, but I think it is smart to save the first matchup that he's actually in to be the last match he was actually in WWE back in 2014 was the Royal Rumble, and now he comes back in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Great job, CM Punk.
Out here starting wrestling wars. out here trying to damage our business, Punk. Big Man Dog saying, I don't think AEW would go out of business, but they probably wouldn't offer top guys deals that are competitive with WWE. I mean that's basically saying that they're going to be TNA. Sorry, I said it. I thought it was wrong when I was saying it. Shout out to TNA. We love you. We love you here.
I mean,
we get very good interviews from. I'm sorry. I'm just saying though. Like,
damn, bro. Like,
if they can't offer big money contracts that are competitive to WWE, then what's the difference between them and TNA?
Okay. All right. Well, you're right, friend. Like, I can't even say nothing, yo.
We got Kevin who says, great insight, SP3. AEW and TK will land on TV or streaming no matter what, but it could be perceived as a loss, however it is spun. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Negro Buck saying, you're right, SP3, that would be disastrous for the business. It would. I think that I do agree with Big Man Dogs that it's very unlikely AEW would go out of business completely, but it would do irreversible damage.
Yep. Yeah. Lots and lots of damage that we don't want to see happen. And there's too many people that's over there that are employed, and I know that they don't want to go back to the other company, and they're doing much better things at this company. So it has to be something where we don't want it to be damaged.
Exactly. We got Nate Milton who says the CW is a poverty franchise of a network, particularly after Zaslav killed the Arrowverse. But a sketchy network partner is better than no network partner for ROH. TK been slipping, fam. Can't say. Tell me when he's telling lies. Tell me when he's telling lies. Yeah, 100% agree with Kevin. He says WWE is not in the wrong here at all. This is competitive, and AEW is getting a market shifting response. This is what happens when you are fighting from underneath. Yeah, I think that AEW is more or less by the end of this year realizing that it's best to be the best number 2 as possible than trying to fight to be number one.
Yeah,
and it's a winless. I'll be back now.
I'm sorry. Did I say something that was wrong? And look here, thing says,
Oh shit. No, it's because I've been talking about Seth in his number 2 spot, but I didn't even correlate it with this. But yes, you're right. When you're right.
We don't want him to be. And then there's other guys that just keep coming, so he's kind of like keep going kind of down like the pole. Even though he got a belt, that's great and all. But when you come in and you're like, yes, he's not here now. I'm flourishing. I'm the guy that's on TV every week, blah, 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 blah. But you're still not
number two spot.
And you just have to accept
And now you're number 3. And now you're number 4.
Right.
And then we include the women. You're number 5. Oh no, number 6. Oh no, Gunther's here. 7.
You're lucky to be 10 at this point.
We got another super chat donation from the Negro Buck, Nick Jackson, Nikki Boy, who says, "Thank you so much. Appreciate that." Krssy's all one today. She had a week off. She came with all the jokes. Negro Buck saying, once again asking TK to put down the nose candy and smoke a fucking doobie.
Wow.
His mind will be
Oh my
so
God.
clear afterwards, for fuck's sake.
Damn. Not Adobe. Jesus. Okay.
And yes, Valabi, I mean, Big Man Dogs. I said this last night on the Sports Keto review. He says Roman came back for one show and reminded everyone how much bigger of a star he is than Rollins.
And then left.
He's just so big of a star that he fucking makes everything else on the show feel not important. If he's not involved in it, nothing else on that show felt important outside of the bloodline stuff. But okay, so what would you say if you had to put a percentage on it, 0 to 100, that WWE Raw will be on a WBD network? We'll see WWE Raw on TBS or TNT in 2024. What percentage you would put on that?
Let's say 72.
God damn, that high?
Okay, maybe low. Okay, no, you're right. That's too high. Let's do 43%.
Okay. Below
43.
Let's below 50.
Below 50, yes.
I'm gonna put it, like I said, there's smoke where there's fire usually. So I'm gonna put it at 15. I'll put it at 15 for now until we hear anything else.
That ain't
It
even you can't even get to 20. Sheesh.
It feels like rumor and innuendo for now that was created by CM Punk, and it worked. So
they got people talking. This is what Phil does, though. This is the shit that Phil does, though. This is exactly what Phil does. So yeah.
Yeah, it feels like 15%. Let us know in the live chat your percentage that you're on. We got Big Man Dog saying 25%. Bell's right near you, Krssi Love. She says 40%. We got Senior Nerd with the high mark saying deep sigh, 68%.
Sigh.
We got Chilling with Jay saying, me not talking to any of my WBD friends, my percentage as of now is 55%. We got Nikki Boy, he's saying, I'm saying 30%, so 30% for him. Okay. And Frantic World X, when does AEW TV deal with WBD end? It ends in September of 2024. So this is a story that we're going to talk about some more. And the beginning of the new year, that's when a lot of people believe WWE will announce where Raw is going. So I think by like January, February, we're going to be right back here talking about this whole story again. But moving on to the other story coming out of Dynamite is, of course, the Devil and the Devil's identity. We've been talking about it for weeks here on the Tru Heel Heat flagship podcast. Fightful Select reports that while the identity of the Devil in AEW still hasn't been revealed, there is word on who is not playing the role. During this past Wednesday's Dynamite, the Devil and his henchmen attacked Hangman Adam Page and put him through the windshield of a car. This led to many believing that the Devil himself was Jack Perry. After all, Perry had issues with CM Punk over the summer due to wanting to use real glass in an angle with Punk. And we've seen now 2 attacks from the Devil and his henchmen involving real glass. Of course, that whole situation with Punk led to Perry using it at All In, then telling Punk on air to cry him a river. That led to a physical altercation backstage and Punk's firing from AEW as well as Perry's suspension. However, one high-level source stated that they do not believe that Perry is involved in the Devil angle. While Perry's suspension has been up for a while, he has not returned to AEW and hasn't been backstage. It was noted that plans could change as to who will be under the mask, but Tony Khan has said that the people involved have been the same since the start. And as for Page, who was attacked, he will be off of TV for a little bit to sell the attack.
Okay.
So, do you believe the Devil could be Jack Perry? And who are you going with now? Tru Heel Heat 255. Who do you believe the Devil is as of now?
I don't think it's Jack Perry. I mean, I think is alluding for it to be him. I think the people want it to be him, but I don't think it is him.
just want to say, go ahead. No.
At this point, I think if it is Jack Perry, he's probably being manipulated by someone else. And that one would be maybe Adam Cole.
Ooh, okay. So this is a theory that I came up with on AE Ramble that they could Rikishi Triple H this shit. How they did the Austin gets run down angle, and how Rikishi was revealed as the person behind the wheel. But that shit sucked. So they immediately retconned it to Triple H hired Rikishi to do the job. You could do something like that because
like they hired Jack Perry.
Jack Perry is going to be a letdown. Maybe they don't know it yet, but it's going to be a letdown. So then they can retcon it to Jack Perry was manipulated by the real devil on his shoulder, which was Adam Cole.
Right. I feel like he's like the puppet master. He's the puppeteer. He's the one that's like putting everything in order because he doesn't want to get his hands dirty. So he's making other people do it for him.
Could do that. That is a route to take. As of Tru Heel Heat 255, I've been on the Adam Cole as the devil bandwagon for a while.
For a long time now, yes.
But the evidence is mounting against Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF himself.
So you think Maxwell is the actual devil himself? I mean,
because, ladies and gentlemen, I like to call myself a little bit of a detective. You know why? Because I've seen every episode of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. I've seen every single Scream movie, and I predicted the Ghostface killer 9 out of 10 times. I did not call Mrs. Loomis. Sorry. Did not call that. But 9 out of 10 times, I knew who the killers were. So here we are. MJF, Roderick Strong laid it out for us.
Okay.
Who was the first person that gets attacked? Jay White. What did Jay White do on that same episode? He called out MJF and said he wanted a title shot, and then the devil and his henchmen attacked him.
True. Okay.
Who was the next person to get attacked? The Acclaimed. The Acclaimed. Oh, you can say, the Acclaimed, they were like friends to MJF. He scissored with them. Yeah, he scissored with them. One, for weeks saying that he didn't like them. He didn't want anything to do with them.
Okay.
Then he chose them out of desperation for a tag match. And what happened in that tag match? They fucking lost. So that's all the reason in the world I need for the devil and his henchmen to jump these guys and get them out the way, stop them from bothering me. And then the attack on MJF last week. Like Roddy said, we never saw the devil and his henchmen touch him. Never saw them attack him. When the devil and the henchmen that we have seen them touch and or attack MJF, it was on the November 29th edition of AEW Dynamite. All they did, come into the ring, and they put their hands on his arms, and he just got down on his knees. That that was when I first was like, that was a little strange. And then all the information that we've gotten since then has led me to this revelation. Roderick Strong is right. It's MJF.
Okay. I could see it. But what's the point of it all though? Like why? I don't know.
He's had all these people gunning for him. So how can he be one step ahead? Split his personality.
Okay. That's fair. I can see the doubles, the two parts to it all. I had to protect myself, so I had to be the person I always be, but also had to be a nice person so I can get up the ladder and make people like me.
Yeah. Okay. Frantic World saying, I could see Jack Perry involved with Christian and Adam Copeland. I've been calling for Jack Perry to go back home to his daddy for months.
Mama's over there now. I mean, the boy's mom is there. You might as well add him to the damn mix.
Yeah, yo, ever since I came up with this theory, it's like it makes so much sense for it to be MJF, and it's also like AEW just listening to the fans because not everybody loves the babyface MJF. So if they want to reverse course, they can do that. Because they are needing to kind of reveal who
what's
the devil
happening,
is.
yeah.
And if Cole is not ready, then MJF right here.
Yeah.
We got Negro Bucket says, I had that thought of what if Adam Cole is the real devil, but he's hurt, so he can't do the big reveal, and they replaced him with Jack Perry. I can see them doing that. That would be a big mistake, though.
Yeah.
We also got Kevin in the chat talking about the WBD WWE stuff. He says it's 50%. So many factors that don't have anything to do with elements within the wrestling world. The NBA TV rights are the biggest factor on the table for WBD. Yeah. Once we hear that, I don't think that we're gonna have to wait long before the news of where WWE is gonna go once NBA gets picked up wherever it's gonna
Right.
go. Armand saying MJF is the devil, and the henchmen are Alex Hammerstone, Richard Holiday, and the Kingdom, and they turn on Cole and Roddy at World's End. Hey, I'm down for Roddy being a babyface. I'm down.
You want him to be a baby face?
Roddy is a babyface to me. Babyface to me. We got Big Man Dog saying MJF turning into Two-Face from Batman. Absolutely. That works. Bell saying that's a good shout, SB3. Thank you, Bell. We also got Greg Bush. He says if you don't love MJF as a babyface, you don't deserve him as a heel. I agree with that too, because I am a fan of MJF as a babyface. I like MJF regardless, but these people don't deserve him as a heel because they can't appreciate him as a babyface.
Okay.
I agree. Nate Milton saying Sid is in his go ahead. We're in the world is Carmen Sandiego bag. Nice work. Gumshoe. Other than Cole, anyone other than MJF is a letdown. 100%. Yeah. Yep. And Big Carol Chris saying MJF is the only person we didn't get attacked. Exactly. Every time he's had any interaction with the devil, it's never really an attack, and we never see it. So I'm just saying, I just put 1 and 2 together, and it comes out to 4. But we got to get to the rest of AEW from this past week. We had AEW Rampage last night. The show featured Action Andretti and Top Flight defeating Commander El Hijo del Vikingo and Penta El Zero Miro in an absolutely sensational, spectacular main event trios matchup. A lot of people are calling this and raving about this as the best trios matchup AEW has produced. I wouldn't go that far, but it's definitely a fantastic match. You definitely deserve to go out of your way to see just 6 high flyers going at it, nonstop action, a complete awesome spot fest. Then you had Anna Jay beat Red Velvet thanks to a distraction from Daddy Magic. And meanwhile, in the opener, Orange Cassidy and the Von Erichs beat Daddy Magic, Cool Hand Ange, and Jake Hager in a trios opener. Good stuff with the post-match, having Kevin Von Erich come out to give the Iron Claw to Jake Hager. Go out of your way to see the Iron Claw. Drops in theaters next Friday, but a bunch of people said it's out already in certain theaters, so go out of your way to check it out. Then you had last Saturday, AEW Collision, 455,000 viewers for last week's show. Their best rating that they've ever done against a WWE premium live event with NXT Deadline on at the same time. The show featured Andrade El Idolo defeating Bryan Danielson in a tremendous main event matchup to earn 3 points in the Blue League of the Continental Classic. This was brutal, with Andrade attacking and bloodying and blinding the eye of the broken orbital bone eye of Bryan Danielson. Just a gritty contest in the Continental Classic. Another great matchup for the tournament. And another one was earlier in the night as Eddie Kingston picked up his first victory in the AEW Continental Classic, defeating Claudio Castagnoli in a great opener in the Blue League. Then you had Kenny Omega picking up a win over Ethan Page in a very good encounter. Post-match, unfortunately, Omega was attacked from behind by AEW World Tag Team Champion Big Bill. Willow Nightingale beat Mercedes Martinez. Post-match, Willow was jumped by Mercedes and Diamante until Chris Statlander came out to make the save. So some really good stuff throughout Collision and Rampage from last night and last Saturday. Definitely go out of your way to see Andrade and Bryan Danielson. But Unfortunately, guys, there was some bad news for AEW and a couple of bad news because I gotta add a note as well. But the bad news, in fact, it concerns a former AEW World Champion Kenny Omega. As it was revealed, he announced on his Twitter page yesterday that he will be out indefinitely after being hospitalized. The AEW star posted to his Twitter account to announce the news, writing, and I quote, "I can't really sugarcoat this. I'm out indefinitely. I tried to keep pushing past the pain for as long as I could until it became too much. Luckily, doctors caught me when they did. I'll be here, so in the meantime, please enjoy wrestling." Omega was scheduled to team with Chris Jericho to take on Big Bill and Ricky Starks for the AEW World Tag Team Championships at AEW World's End on December 30th. AEW has yet to make an official announcement about the status of that matchup after Omega being hospitalized. Fightful Select had more information on Omega being hospitalized, and it was due to diverticulitis. I hope I'm saying that right. Diverticulitis is a disease caused by inflammation or infection of small pouches called diverticuli that can form along the intestine that can cause abdominal pain, fever, nausea, and more. It can lead to complications such as abscess, bowel blockage, and protrudence, among other things. Brock Lesnar famously found his UFC career sidelined due to diverticulitis in 2009, and it led to his initial retirement in 2011. Omega Sapp reported in his report that Omega was feeling ill throughout the past week ahead of his matchup with All Ego Ethan Page. He went through with the match and sought medical attention after, which is when he was hospitalized and diagnosed with the condition. And man, it just came as a shock to everybody. Krssi Love was telling y'all earlier that it was just like really surprising. Like it just came out of nowhere. I did mention even on the AEW Dynamite review this week for AE Ramble, we both did not like the Golden Lovers, Ricky Starks, and Big Bill segment. And we talked about either Omega looking disinterested in what he was doing. And I talked about how it really felt like he was there in body, but wasn't there like mentally. And now we know why. He looked out of it, and he looked out of it for good reason because he was suffering. He was in a lot of pain and dealing with that. Man, it's crazy. That's crazy how that news came out. We got Sleeping Angel saying this sucks, get well soon. Kenny, we also got here Bell, who says sucks for both Kenny and also Charlotte right now, wish a speedy recovery for them both. Negro Buck saying some serious stuff, but thankfully they caught it early, get well soon. Cleaner, yes, 100% agree. We got Chilling with Jay saying Brock Lesnar had diverticulitis during his time in UFC. Normally, people who eat too much red meat and not enough vegetables, which Omega's been packing on the pasta, been packing on the muscles, so maybe he's been eating more red meat and not enough vegetables. And he hit 40 as well, so that will do it to you as well. What do you think about Kenny Omega coming up sick, dealing with diverticulitis, and being out indefinitely? And now we don't know what's going to go on with the AEW World Tag Team title match, and we don't know when Kenny will return.
Okay, so diverticulitis is when you eat too much red meat. Is that what that is?
It's a gastrointestinal disease caused by inflammation and infection of small pouches called diverticulitis.
Okay, got it. Damn, that really sucks, dag. And then he has to like sit out and like be out.
He wrestled with it.
And he wrestled too long with it. Then it probably got worse. He probably found out about it and just ignored it. And then typical.
Well, it's also a wrestler. Wrestlers deal with pain all the time. So he's thinking like he's feeling pain in his ribs, right, but it's really his intestines. Like he's like, oh no, I just got hurt my ribs, wrestling and stuff, and then then it hurts when you sleep at night. Then I
got really bad gas. Like I really like my stomach is killing me. Like I ate this stuff.
I just gotta sit on the toilet.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Like it's just like I feel very gassy. It's coming out, but it still hurts.
You start breathing like. Man, like, yo, like, I feel bad for him. Like,
Yeah,
and
I feel like he
100%.
can't. Like I feel like he just came back though. Like I can't catch a break, bro. Someone put a hex on the wrestlers. I'm telling you, like there's too many wrestlers that's like they didn't want them to be great this year.
And
now we're
Jesse
not even
Hyde,
gonna
he
get.
did not do that. He's saying Jesse Hyde saying Mega named what he got the F5 on AEW Fight Forever to disrespect Brock. No, he didn't. He
No.
literally said it in an interview. He did not have anything to do with that being called diverculitis.
Great job, guys. Yeah, whatever.
Some people just try to make up stuff.
Yeah.
Jesse Hyde was the person who was like, WWE gonna take AEW's TV, yeah. Earlier in the chat.
So that means we don't get no Omega and Offspring.
Unless he's gonna come back, unless he gets better. Hopefully it's a speedy recovery. But I mean,
it's not looking like it.
Brock was gone. He had to retire from UFC and didn't show up in WWE till a year later. After he got it, or 2 years later, actually. Yeah. And of course, we got another super chat donation from who? Santa Will Chisholm. Santa Will Chisholm, thank you so much for the super chat donation and all the love you've been giving us for the holiday season. You've been really, like I said, your name's going to go on my gift that I give to my kids. Guys, he says, guys, Tony Khan sounds stupid. You had a layup with the CW ROH deal, and now WWE may be on WBD, and now talks with Mercedes Moné falling apart. Tony looks bad. Yes, I did not put that in the agenda, but thank you for bringing it up, Will Chisholm, where we can talk about your super chat here. It was reported by Sean Ross Sapp on his Q&A podcast over on Fightful that the original working plans that he heard about for Mercedes Moné and AEW, he was told when he last asked that they are no longer working plans. So it feels like even more confirmation that Mercedes Moné will become Sasha Banks once again. Had this chick in the crowd at Wembley Stadium.
Nothing.
Put the crowd on her, put the camera on her 1,800 times.
Nothing.
Didn't even get a damn match.
Nothing.
I mean, to be fair, I think Sadi Nyangi also put this on Twitter earlier today. He was like, Mercedes gave him the fall and the winter to fix the women's division. And although there were improvements to the women's division, not that much. It's rather unfortunate. That's a ball drop. That you fumbled the ball on that one, Tony. You fumbled the ball on that one. I will defend you when people are giving you unwarranted criticism and blame, but that one is just a fumble, bro.
Yeah, Tony just should have did better. It's not like who's his people? Do you got friends? Like, you know how you have ballers and you have your people, but you had your peoples. Reggie. Who else is there?
There's Reggie. There's the Rock's character. I forget his name. Strauss.
Yeah.
Strauss,
you don't have that.
You got the bald head dude. My bald head. That's the homie right there. That's the one that was really giving the knowledge to the Rock.
Like who is your people? Like, who's your entourage? Like, who are your friends? You got to have a core group of people that you talk to.
You got to have your entourage, man. He feels like E, but he doesn't have an E.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
he needs to realize that he's now Vince, and he needs an E. He feels like somebody's E, but he's in the starring role and needs an E or an Ari.
He needs an R. He definitely
needs an Ari. But Ari owns the other company. Sorry. The real life Ari Gold owns WWE now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's it. That's also the funny thing about how things work around here,
so ironic. We got Jesse Hyde who says Belair versus Charlotte was the plan all along for WrestleMania 40. Definitely felt like that. Definitely felt like that was the whole reason why they were keeping them kind of in the same storyline, but yet not facing each other.
So did I miss something yesterday? Because what's happening?
We're gonna get to that.
Okay.
We're gonna get to that. Don't worry.
I only saw the first part of
everything comes in time. Everything comes in time.
You're right.
Safet saying Tony Khan failed to get Mercedes Moné and Ring of Honor the CW network deal. Damn. Double whammy.
You know what? They don't want people to be great nowadays. I promise you.
Nate says he's Johnny Drama. Nah, he's E.
Nah,
He's
nah.
E. He's
not.
definitely E. He's
At
E with
least
a.
with
He's E
drama.
with he. No, Nate. He's E with Vince's coke problem from season 7.
Oh.
Yes, he's E with Vince's coke problem from season 7, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Moving on to some more news, as we have Omega's going to be out, unfortunately. Once again, everyone here at Tru Heel Heat wishes Kenny Omega a speedy recovery and a healthy recovery, and come back to us very soon, because we all love you here at Tru Heel Heat, Kenny
We
Omega.
need you, friend.
Someone else that we very much love and want to see back, Thunder Rosa. AEW will be heading to San Antonio on December 23rd, and Thunder Rosa hopes you will be able to return on that episode of Collision. In an interview with the San Antonio Express, Rosa spoke about her hope to make her comeback in her home state. She said, and I quote, "There was hope, maybe I can do it in Oakland. It's in God's hands right now. If it's in God's hands, I return on December 23rd. I think that would be such a blessing. I would be doing it again in front of my people that have been with me throughout this entire journey, the good and bad moment. What better way than to repay them with a happy moment at the end of the day? I return, and life has given you another opportunity to do something you love is such a blessing." I'm hoping for we see Thunder Rosa back on the 23rd. Do you think it happens, Krssi Love?
I would hope so. I mean, she should be cleared. I mean, it would be great. It would be a great pop. It would be good for like people to see her and maybe better ratings to bring more people. So please let her come back.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. And then one final AEW news follow-up from last week, talking about the AEW fines from the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, that AEW wrestlers were receiving as a result of their conduct via social media. This led to speculation online and in wrestling social media circles that Saraya and Santana were among the talents handed down fines. Fightful Select say they've been informed that it's not true that Saraya or Santana were fined under AEW's social media policy. There was speculation about Santana being fined about posting and deleting a tweet that said 6 weeks on December 7th, indicating frustration for the wrestler, noting that the last time that he appeared on AEW programming was that episode of Rampage where he beat Ortiz. The same day, Santana later seemed to play into the rumors that he was fined by AEW by posting on X, "Find me, yeah, okay." Later on, Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp wrote to Santana asking, "Laugh my ass off. Did anyone assume it was you?" Santana later responded, "I guess," along with a GIF. A social media account called iWrestleverse speculated that the social media policy for wrestlers was the reason why Saraya hasn't been very active on social media lately. Saraya herself responded to that earlier this week, writing on X, "I took a long social media break, not because anyone told me not to, ha ha ha. Ain't no one telling me shit about my Twitter. I can do what I want. I can do what I want. I can do what I want." AEW fines. It's just a funny story. Like, y'all can't act like adults on social media, really?
Right.
Really?
Right. That part.
Anyway, you got Ring of Honor was last night. Ring of Honor Final Battle, their biggest show of their year. And the show featured, of course, the women taking center stage once again for the second straight pay-per-view. Athena main eventing and winning, defeating Billy Stark in a superb main event. It just felt epic to retain the Ring of Honor
like a badass too.
Women's World Championship, wrestling with a broken nose as well. After the matchup, you had Billy Starks and Athena have an emotional moment where Athena says she wanted her to be her minion again. So MIT is reunited to close the show. And then they crowned a new champion as Kyle Fletcher defeated Commander, Dalton Castle, Lee Moriarty, Brian Keith, and Lee Johnson in a wild 6-way survival of the fittest match to become the new Ring of Honor World Television Champion. Keith Lee beat Shane Taylor in an absolutely meaty encounter. You had El Hijo del Vikingo defeated Black Taurus in a spectacular high-flying opener to retain the AAA Mega Championship. Wheeler Yuta beat Tom Lawler to retain the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Post-match, Yuta attacked Lawler, low-blowing him, and then Hook came out to make the save, only to get low-blowed from behind by Yuta, and then DDT'd. And then in the best match on the show, Mark Briscoe and FTR, them top guys, defeated the Blackpool Combat Club's Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and Jon Moxley in an insane fight without honor. Definitely go out of your way to watch that one. And then you also had Ring of Honor TV this week. The show featured Athena beating Roxanne in 33 seconds in the main event. Post-match, Billy Starks attacked her, breaking her nose, bloodying her to end the show. You also had Eddie Kingston defeated Evil Uno in a hard-hitting opener, while Brian Cage beat Gravity in a clash of styles. So some really good stuff. Ring of Honor Final Battle definitely lived up to expectations of what Final Battle has always been. The build was lackluster. There's no denying that, and there's no way around it.
There's never a build, is it?
Doesn't seem like that for these Ring of Honor shows. Like, even with weekly television, like only like one show, I think, like Supercard of Honor was kind of built to, because that was still during the Universal Studio days. But now that it's taped before Collision or after Collision, just doesn't feel like there's a concentrated build the weeks leading into the show. Maybe like 2 to 3 weeks before the show, they'd be like, oh yeah, there's a show coming up, we should make matches.
Right.
That's what that felt like with this build. But the show delivered. Athena and Billy Starks was excellent. The fight without honor with them top guys versus BCC. Go out of your way to watch that. That was crazy. That was crazy. Barbed wire ladder. They had thumbtacks on a table and someone getting power drive through them. You got Mark Briscoe telling the referee, you must have lost your ever fucking mind. Like, yeah. Mark Briscoe. I love Mark Briscoe.
MVP.
Mark Briscoe. He has shot up the ladder in the Continental Classic for him.
He loses, but he keeps great. He's still a winner at heart.
Always a great match, though.
Always a good match.
Negro Buck saying definitely gonna have to watch Final Battle. Lots of good stuff, it seems. 100%. Frantic World, I agree with you. TK needs to sign Bounty Hunter Brian Keefe and keep the Mike Jones still. He came out to still tipping by Mike Jones.
Tipping on that Bobo tip. Oh!
Yeah, I popped, and I turned my TV up to 100. My missus was yelling at me. I did not give a fuck. I was like, Mike Jones! Who? Mike Jones!
Man, classic song. Yo, you had to be around to know that song, bros.
Yo, repping that H hard. Coming out the tipping fold. Go, y'all need to watch that match too. Watch that match too for the entrance. Tipping on fold. Sleeping Angel saying the only criticism I had for the show was long but good. Yeah, it was very long. It did not need to be that long. That was a little excessive. Just say it. Just a little excessive. And the fact that, Frantic World, he had 3 women's matches on this Ring of Honor pay-per-view, but we can only still get one on AEW TV. Who books Ring of Honor that doesn't book AEW? Please tell me. Someone let me know in the comments. Last night as well, besides Ring of Honor Final Battle and AEW Rampage. Hey, little one, I see him in the back. Hey.
Oh, he's just waving to you. You can't hide now. They see you.
Yeah, we all see you. We all see you behind the tree. WWE Smackdown last night. You had Roman Reigns making his return to the show, only to be confronted by Randall Keith Orton, who challenged him for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. This led to Orton faking out Roman and acting like he was going to give him the RKO and then saying Roman was shitting his pants. This led to backstage segments with Orton and LA Knight, with LA Knight saying, should I set my watch to come out and help you with the bloodline? When Randy and him teased some tension. Meanwhile, Jimmy Uso was teasing tension with Roman Reigns.
I know he lying.
As Roman Reigns started off the show by promoting Solo Sikoa to tribal heir, saying that he will be the tribal chief when Roman Reigns steps down or is not here anymore. Jimmy Uso thought he was going to get the promotion. For what reason? I don't fucking know.
You didn't want anyone else to have it, so why would you think that you should have it?
I don't fucking know
Dumbass.
why he thought that, but hey, it led to the main event where Orton defeated Jimmy Uso in a decent matchup. After LA Knight took care of Solo Sikoa for him. However, the Bloodline attacked Orton and Knight because of the numbers until AJ Styles made his return to make the save. The babyfaces stood tall to end the show, and all was good in the land until what? AJ Styles lays out LA Knight with a lariat and then walks past the Bloodline to end the show. And my lord, who the fuck did AJ Styles eat?
He looks phenomenal.
Pun intended.
Pun intended.
You also had Carmelo Hayes made his SmackDown debut, beating Grayson Waller to advance in the United States Championship tournament. Put some respect on Grayson Waller's name, because that move he did off the middle rope was insane. That middle rope playmaker flip, that was crazy.
I don't think they give Grayson enough credit.
They don't.
He's great at his character. I am a pop for him. I don't care what anyone says. I like him. He's an ass. So he's like a little Miz.
He is. He definitely is.
He's a little Miz.
He's an Aussie Miz. He's Aussie Miz.
He's an Aussie Miz. And he plays it very well. He shouldn't be. He should always be a heel. He's great at it. And yeah, put some respect on him. Like he's done a lot in these little couple of months that he's been on TV.
Meanwhile, Kevin Owens,
main roster, excuse me.
Meanwhile, Kevin Owens beat Austin Theory in the tournament using his cast to advance, and then he had a backstage segment with Carmelo Hayes hyping up their matchup for next week in the semifinals. And then finally, Bayley officially declared herself for the Women's Royal Rumble match, as her prophecy for Damage Control is finally coming to fruition, with Io as WWE Women's Champion, the Kabuki Warriors reunited and going after the tag team titles, and she's going to win the Rumble and go after Rhea Ripley's World Heavyweight Championship. And then the Kabuki Warriors went on to defeat Michin and Zelina Vega on the night. So I thought it was a good episode of SmackDown, but the only nitpick that I have, nothing mattered outside the Bloodline. Or nothing felt like it mattered outside the Bloodline.
For the most part. I mean, yeah. Bayley saying that she's going to put herself into the Royal Rumble. Now we're doing this now. This is a thing now. We're going back to the old days where we're like, I'm putting my number and my hat into the pool.
I like it.
Okay, this is cute. Sure.
Why do you don't like it?
I mean, because we all know that you're all going to already be there.
No, I mean, yeah, but it hypes it up. Hype up the Royal Rumble. People declaring for the Royal Rumble is the thing that always made the Royal Rumble, got you hyped and got you ready for the Royal Rumble.
This is true. You're right.
So be happy. And this is the first one for the women. We've had two guys. We had the two potential winners already declare for the men's Rumble with Cody and Punk.
And Punk. You're right.
And now we got Bayley as a potential winner, because now I think that the odds of Bayley winning have gone up with Charlotte Flair being officially out. I'm just gonna get right to it.
Go back.
Yes,
yeah.
It was announced on SmackDown last night that Charlotte Flair, due to the injury that she suffered against Asuka last week, she will be out for 9 months. 9 months with a torn ACL. So Charlotte Flair will be out. It definitely seems like she will be out for WrestleMania season.
Damn.
So the potential Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair matchup that it seemed like they've been building to this entire year is now off the table.
They put a hex on these wrestlers. I keep telling you, I've been saying this for like how many months now.
So I think Bayley has Bayley is the one that needs to win the Rumble. If you're gonna do Bayley versus Io at WrestleMania, I feel like Bayley needs to win the Rumble. Becky does not need to win the Rumble to face Rhea.
No. I think
the real victim in all of this is Bianca Belair.
It is. It really is, though. You're right. Damn.
I'm sorry that I had to break that news to you. I feel bad now. You're making me feel bad, Miss Krssi Love. I just feel like I ruined your day.
I feel really bad that ACL of all things to be injured is fucking ace. That's the worst. Like,
And she had been being so crafty this year, not taking
she's
bumps and all.
been.
I'm sorry. It was too easy, guys. I'm wrong. I'll put myself in timeout. Just let me go through the comments.
Damn. Like,
Negro Bug saying the phenomenal GOAT is back and he's clearly on the butcher diet. Let him cook. Indeed. We got Derek Edmonds saying AJ Styles having lone wolf vibes. Yeah, it did feel like his lone wolf character from 2013 in TNA, or the way he came out with the all black phenomenal one shirt and the black pants.
Yes.
I'm hoping that we get a 4-way. I'm hoping we get Roman versus Orton versus Knight versus Styles at Rumble.
At Rumble, that's not a bad idea. And I mean, they still could be in the Rumble if they want it to be.
Could be.
I mean, we've seen it happen.
Could be. But I just want something different for Roman. And he's only had one triple threat in a 3-year title reign. like, come on, let's do something new.
Let's do something different.
We need something else besides Challenger of the Month that's gonna get screwed over by the Bloodline.
Right. So let's make it even a triple threat. I wouldn't be mad at triple threat.
Wouldn't be mad at that either.
But yeah, make it don't make it a one-on-one match. Like, put those guys together and see how the odds of him being let's see how he gets out of this one. Of course, the Bloodline will help, of course, but we want to know how this will happen.
We got Corey Michaels, who says, in each of Carmelo's main roster showings, he's shown so much promise. He's actually feels main roster ready and has for quite a long time. He has since like last year.
Yeah.
Since last year around Mania time, he's felt like he was ready to get the call up to the main roster. All the time still on NXT is just making him more ready for like a higher spot on the main roster when he finally gets
there. Yep.
But I will say this one was so much better than the first time when he was NXT champion losing to fucking Finn Balor. Stupid shit.
This is,
we got another super chat donation from who?
Well, Chisholm, where you work at? And are they hiring?
Santa Will Chisholm.
I need to understand. You did this Wednesday of last week. You did it Wednesday of this week. And we're doing it again today. I'm not complaining at all. I just want to understand.
Reapprove this.
How can I get down?
Will Chisholm saying, I did love the damage control promo with Bayley calling Dakota Kai the mastermind of the group. So we know when Dakota gets cleared, she's going to pull the trigger on Bayley. Yeah, she's supposed to be cleared at the beginning of next year. So I think once she's clear and ready, then they turn on Bayley. What I really want them to do is have Bayley win the Rumble, and then Triple H and Shawn Michaels love to do their old storylines again with these people. So do the Triple H Batista after Batista wins the Rumble, and Triple H basically gets a white limo and puts the horns on it to pretend that JBL tried to run down Batista to try to make Batista choose the other title. They could do stuff like she gets attacked and it's all black and purple stuff around her. Oh, Rhea attacks you. You should go challenge Rhea. Get the fuck up out of here. Because it's also a double thing of they want Bayley to challenge Rhea. They also want to get rid of Bayley. So her going to Raw,
it would be perfect for them. Yep. And and if the writing is on the wall that the Kabuki Warriors are going to be the next champs, just saying.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to be
They're going to have all these powerhouse. So they're going to be like the female Judgment Day. So they have all the titles on that show over there. But then they can also come to Raw.
There you go. They're all over the place.
Then you have the stare down between Rhea and EO. Would be great.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen, but it'd be great still.
Corey, it was gonna be Charlotte and Bianca. I keep seeing y'all trying to shoehorn Jade Cargill to face one.
Nah, Jade is not fighting none of these girls right now.
But I feel like the Charlotte thing Jade is the break glass in case of emergency for Bianca to get on this card.
True, but I just is she ready? They're not main eventing, that's for sure.
Yeah, no. But some people are just like, I had our good friend Alex McCarthy. I got into like a little Twitter debate with him because he was like, "Oh,
Not Alex."
Yeah, because he said his pick to win the Rumble was Jade Cargill, and I was like, "Yeah, like, why do y'all keep trying to set up my girl to fail? Like y'all really trying to act like the COO of the company didn't go up on national TV at a press conference and say she wasn't ready." And now y'all want her to win the Rumble and be in a main event matchup and wrestle. What? How did y'all jump? How did y'all go from here, from what he said, to she wins the Rumble a month and a half later? That makes no sense. I'm just saying.
It's going to be someone that's never won before.
Bailey or returning Sasha Banks.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be one of those 4 horsewomen. Charlotte is, we already know Charlotte is now. Becky shouldn't win because she doesn't need to win. She can be in it, but I don't think that she should win. No, she shouldn't. She can, no. My tag partner Stephanie might say otherwise, but you know.
Santa Will Chisholm saying with another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Will Chisholm. He says, just run back Bianca versus Mercedes 2 at Mania. Give her the bag.
I mean,
I feel like there's so many better matchups for Mercedes.
Right, yeah, like
running back, and it would feel so much like lipstick service. If the first time didn't feel like lipstick service, this time would definitely just feel like lipstick service. Oh, we didn't have anything, so here's the Negroes. That's what that would feel like. I'm sorry, that's what that would feel like. As a black man, that's what that would feel like to me. Charlotte's hurt, so here's the 2 Negroes. See, we love Negroes too. Million Man March, Jesse Jackson, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Black Lives Matter, Omarosa, all that good stuff.
Oh, don't do that.
That's what they would say. That's what they would say. It was like, these are all my black friends. Omarosa. We got another super chat donation. Santa Will Chisholm, thank you so much. Again, he says, I would have Bailey win the Rumble and the SmackDown after they jump Bailey out like how Triple H did Randy. I feel like when you do stuff like that, it feels like as a viewer, because I try to watch a lot of these shows as a casual viewer. Mm-hmm. As a casual viewer, I feel like I miss some chapters when shit like that happens. Like the AJ Styles turn last night. It was good for like causing intrigue and being a surprise. Right. But I really felt like I missed some chapters. I was like, so what did LA Knight do to you? And I was like, and then I figured it out as we were reviewing the show last night. And I was like, oh, he took his spot in a tag team match. Yeah, that's a reason to attack him. Okay. I guess that's probably going to be it. We got Senior Nerd who says Kenya West's voice. Triple Paul hates black people.
I'm mad that he said Kenya.
Kenya, not even Kanye. Kenya.
That's probably a misspelling. I love that it says Kenya West. You might as well just said north if that was the case.
Keep it simple. So got some big news during SmackDown last night. Besides the big Charlotte news and her out for 9 months, another person we got to say, everyone here at Tru Heel Heat hopes that Charlotte Flair has a healthy and safe recovery. And of course, guys, if you're a fan of Tru Heel Heat, check on those that you love from Tru Heel Heat and tag Romeo to check on him right now.
Right. Check on my Aries brother, okay?
Check on Romeo. Check on Romeo right now.
He's not doing well right now.
WWE star Liv Morgan made some headlines as
Watch me.
Watch me smoke.
I hate you guys so much.
It's not me. It's the producer. He gets all the credit. WWE star and former
Hey, Seth,
SmackDown
did you
Women's
put that there, or was it there? Oh, was it Romeo?
SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan was reportedly arrested on Thursday for possession of marijuana and more. PW Insider reports
What
that
a
Morgan was
mugshot.
a
This is
yo, like,
yo.
is this a mugshot or like L'Oreal ad?
Like before you put your makeup on, like, hey guys, how do you have great personal pure skin to moisturize? Use L'Oreal, the way that moisturizer keep my skin glowing without any makeup.
You gotta repeat that. I'll put you on solo screen. No, you gotta put the picture up. You gotta put the picture up and have Krssi just go behind the picture and be like, guys, you ever wonder?
Hey guys, you ever wonder what your skin would look like when it glows without makeup? Use L'Oreal's moisturizer cream. Have that purest of glowing skin with nothing on your face and looking luxurious, just like me. Try it. Why don't you?
Try it, and it works really well when you want to smoke a blunt. WWE star Liv Morgan was reportedly arrested on Thursday for possession of marijuana and more. PW Insider reports that Morgan was arrested in Sumter County, Florida at 6:30 p.m.
Florida. Of course, it's in
Eastern
fucking
time.
Florida. Oh my
After
god!
a routine traffic stop and charged with possession of marijuana, not more than 20 grams, possession of drug equipment, and possession of drugs, possibly synthetic cannabinoid.
I know y'all lying. I know they.
According to the report, a Sumter County Sheriff's deputy executed a traffic stop when the Jeep she was driving crossed over the lines of a country road. When the deputy approached the car, he detected the smell of marijuana. The vehicle was searched and a small plastic bag with marijuana. Yo, she had the pound out here. She had the pound out here, yo.
Okay, first of all, Liv, let's give you a couple of notes, friend. Okay, one,
you don't need it in your car.
You don't need it in your car. That's
need all that in your car.
Two, let's find something a little bit more better to carry it inside of. Camouflage it a little bit, because that's not how we roll in these streets. Okay? Yeah, no, yeah.
And she also had a vape pen with an oil-like substance that was determined upon testing to be marijuana was found. Morgan, who has been out of action,
he ain't have shit else to fucking do. I promise you.
Morgan, who has been out of action with a shoulder injury, bonded out at 10:04 p.m. Eastern, so just 3.5 hours after she was arrested on Thursday for $3,000 bond. WWE has yet to comment on the matter. A new report has additional details on Liv Morgan's arrest for marijuana possession in Florida. PW Insider reports that Morgan is set to be arraigned on the aforementioned charges of marijuana possession and not more than 20 grams and possession of drugs, possibly synthetic cannabinoid, on Monday at Sumter County Courthouse at 9 a.m. Eastern, where she will have to enter a plea. Possession of drugs, possibly synthetic cannabinoid, is a felony in Florida, punishable by up to 1 year in jail, a year of probation, and a $1,000 fine. Possession of marijuana, not more than 20 grams, is a first-degree misdemeanor in Florida and is punishable by up to a year in jail or probation and a $1,000 fine as well. A 6-month driving license suspension, random drug testing, and reimbursement of all fees related to the case. God damn! All for some weed? Some weed!
Yeah. Can we highlight Negro Bucks? This is a great rookie mistake, friend. Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake, dog. Why you got them dime bags, God?
Like, we don't carry those things anymore. Like, that's so like step your game up, first of all. If you're gonna smoke, do it the right way.
You're supposed to have the new pack that comes straight from the dispensary bag stuff. Not yet. Yeah, they look like candies in it, but it's really weed in it.
Like, yeah, like you gotta get the gummy, you gotta get the trolleys cover on. Like, come on, like, step your game up, bro. Like
the only time I get a little dime bag is like in the house. I'm in the house and my dealer lives with me, so like that's the only times I ever remember doing that. Like, what we
Florida,
doing?
yeah, and then you live in a crumb ass state of Florida. Sorry, whoever lives in Florida, there's great things that's out there, but it's this shitty ass state. You know what I'm saying? Terrible. I should have known it was fucking Florida.
Fucking
we don't
Florida.
Have fucking fuck you, Florida.
Get the fuck out.
Watch out for Florida, man.
Legalize that shit. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Better watch out for Florida, man.
Florida man. You watch out for Florida man and alligator man.
Alligator man. Those are, Florida is crazy.
That's alligator man. That's alligator man right there. We got another super chat donation from our good brother, our Santa himself, Will Chisholm, who says, I bet the cop tried to holler at her and she turned him down. And then he said, Miss, step out the car, please.
Yeah.
He probably did. Miss, step out the car. I'll let you go with a warning. Give me some poo-poo. Damn, man. Damn, 5-0. Why y'all gotta be so greedy? Why y'all gotta be like that, huh? What we doing? Hello again. I don't know what just happened, ladies and gentlemen, but we're back. We're back, y'all. We are back somehow, some way. Hopefully, all of y'all who were just joining us on the original stream is back with us. That is the first time
that's ever happened to us.
That's ever happened to me.
The letter of complaint that needs to be sent to StreamYard right now.
Yes, we need all of you to report to StreamYard and be like, what the fuck did y'all do to Tru Heel Heat 255? Because it literally stopped in the middle
of our sentence and while we were talking. Like we were almost done.
Yeah, like we were making good time too. What the fuck is going on today?
What we had left over, friend? Like we had that much stuff.
We're in WWE. We're already talking about WWE. I'm trying to give people time to join back with us. We had about like over almost 40 of y'all joining us over on the first stream. But yeah, we got Negro Buck already joining us, and the stream just crashed. It was crazy. Yeah. I've never seen that. I've never seen that on stream.
Like literally, like we seen something, then like the thumbs up came up. I'm like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? I was in the middle of a sentence. I literally was in the middle of a sentence. That was weird.
And I don't even remember what we was talking about now.
We were just coming off of Liv Morgan getting arrested. I know that.
Got it.
Liv Morgan was arrested. We got Baby Seth doing his job in the back end, telling all y'all to come on, y'all. Nah. Yeah, we need y'all to complain to StreamYard for us because I've never seen anything like that. That was so weird. We got Belle who says, I think it was the Mary Jane talking. Yeah, Liv was like, everyone, all the weed dealers was like, you know what? They talking too much shit. They talking too much shit about Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan did right by us with the smoking of the tweeds.
Yep.
And y'all motherfuckers are trying to badmouth her. So no to all of y'all. So yeah, this I think this whole thing is gonna totally fuck up our numbers though for Tru Heel Heat for the year, because we were almost done for the year of every video going over 1,000. Now I don't know how we're gonna do with a podcast split up in two.
Great job, guys.
Thanks, StreamYard.
Oh, maybe because we talked so bad. I talked so bad about Florida. Damn.
Yeah, it was Florida, man.
Damn, I saw. Oh God.
Florida, man.
Florida
man did it. We're blaming Florida man. Damn, fucking DeSantis.
Yeah.
Fucking DeSantis.
Damn
shame. But I see a bunch of y'all are joining us back. Hopefully the rest of everybody will join us as well. I'm gonna share this link with the people. I forgot I got to do that on Twitter now because you're all fucked. They fucked it. Yes, they fucked it, Josh. He says, fuck it. We're still going to get 1K each. You heard it here first. Josh is calling it now. He's saying that we're still going to get 1K for part 1 of Tru Heel Heat 255 and part 2. I hope so. That'd be great because fucking StreamYard. Like, seriously, what the fuck was that? Now I have to put on Twitter. We're back. We're back live. We're back live. I don't know what the fuck happened, but we're back live now. All right. But yeah, Liv Morgan smoking weed. Oh, but we should report that Fightful Select did report earlier this morning that there is no heat on Liv Morgan for the arrest.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, Liv, that WWE has not been testing for marijuana, despite it still being on their wellness policy. They don't test for marijuana, so there's no heat on her. They don't have to change any plans because she was out of action. So, yeah,
Right, she's already out of action. She's like injured, like she's doing her own thing. She's doing her own personal stuff. So
there we go.
it
There
is
we
what it
go.
is.
So it is what it is for Liv Morgan, and yes,
Oh my
Negro
God!
Buck,
Happy birthday,
happy
Brody!
happy heavenly
Happy
birthday to
birthday!
the good brother Brody Lee. Oh man, so sad, still so sad. And it was around this time that we lost him.
It was.
3 years ago. I remember because we did that one. It was at the end of 2020. I remember we did that episode of Tru Heel Heat where we talked about, losing him, talked about all the great memories that he left with us. So yeah, I just shared it on Twitter. Y'all could share it, retweet it, help us out, get the numbers back up that we were at for this podcast. Fuck you, StreamYard!
Yep.
Another super chat donation. Will Chisholm's like, you know what? I had so many over there. I'm gonna do one over here. He says, making too many jokes about white women will get you kicked off.
You know what? Wow.
When points are made. And that's a valid point to be made.
Damn.
Ron DeSantis did hear us, so we're gonna have to shut the fuck up, Krssi Love.
Yeah, I see
We're
that
gonna have
now.
to stop talking the shit we've been doing. But let's get back into the news. We talked about the WWE Speed concept, basically a 5-minute time limit point-based matchup. What do you think about that? Do you think that this is going to be like a new show for WWE, or maybe like a new match concept that they do on like Raw and SmackDown in the future?
I really don't care about it. It's sure, great, whatever.
It was like, oh, WWE trying to do pure rules, or
Yeah, another type of main event type deal thing. Sure, whatever. Use the people that you don't use on your main shows. You want to just put the lower, the other people on that stuff. Great, that's what you want to do.
Makes sense.
Great job, guys.
And then finally, before we get into Raw, Randy Orton made his return to WWE TV at Survivor Series, and a new report said that there was some consideration of changing up his entrance theme.
What?
Fightful selects Corey Brenner, shouts out to the good brother Corey, who says reports that according to sources within WWE, Orton's theme song was considered for a change from voices, at least the version that has played since he began using it. According to the report, Orton and WWE officials talked about potential changes to the song before Survivor Series. The sources said that it was not the new version of the track from Red Theory and had no music off the top and limited lyrics. Of course, the change did not end up going through, and Orton returned to the well-known version of Voices, which he has continued to use since Survivor Series. Fightful Select Sean Ross Sapp was told by sources that it was important that WWE use the original theme for at least the first few appearances back, as it would be instantly familiar to fans.
Okay.
You sound like you are 100% against. You
sound
like you're 100% them not using voices.
No, I want them to use voices.
Yeah, I'm saying, but you're against them not using voices.
Yeah. It's the best. I hear voices in my head.
Bring back Burning My Light.
That's what you want?
Yes.
Okay.
Take what's mine. Hey, nothing you can say. Nothing's gonna take what you done to me.
Doesn't resonate. Sorry.
Now it's time to shine. Gonna take what's mine. That pose in the rain and the gold rain. Come on, gold rain. He was getting golden showers every week.
Oh God,
with that pyro. Come on, Burning My Light. Bring it back.
Gasp.
We got Big Man Dogs. He says, I like the OG Orton song too. 100%. I'm always been a fan of it. We got Benigro Buck who says, I loved Burning My Light. That's the song he had when I first started watching. 100%. Yes. Agree.
Okay, everyone is in agreement of that song. Great job, guys.
Take what's mine. All right. Next, we had WWE.
Let's go.
WWE
Wrap this up.
Raw. They did 1.466 million viewers, but everyone was talking about the show's big moment, which was CM Punk deciding to sign with Monday Night Raw in Cleveland, Ohio, the same place he walked out of the company 10 years ago. This led to World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins coming out to confront Punk and call him out for calling WWE his home despite trying to tear down the company for the past decade. Rollins echoed the same lines from Hangman Adam Page in saying that he will protect WWE from people like CM Punk before the former AEW star declared himself for the men's Royal Rumble match. Drew McIntyre continued his quest to get another World Heavyweight Championship matchup, going one-on-one with his arch rival Jey Uso. Drew picked up the win by gouging his eyes in a very good opener to the show. Later in the show, Drew was named the number one contender to face Seth Rollins for the world title on day one edition of Raw on January 1st. Then he had a brief interaction with CM Punk backstage. The Miz and DIY defeated Imperium in a very fun trios matchup in Cleveland. And then finally, in the main event, Cody Rhodes beat Shinsuke Nakamura via disqualification after Nakamura spit the mist in Cody's eyes before the Creed brothers made the save for Cody to close the show. What did you think about this week's Monday Night Raw? But most importantly, what did you think about Seth Rollins stepping up to the plate and cutting that promo against CM Punk?
Very good. Chills when they were face to face and they came out and talked to each other. I hope no one gave them words. I hope they just did it from themselves to make it more authentic. So I thought it was actually a great time for them. I love the interaction with Punk and Kofi, as someone else, as Nick said too. It was a lot of like different like little gems, like because you see like he couldn't do that over on AEW, really not like as a whole. Probably he could have, but not. They didn't do it because he made too many enemies, I guess. But overall, can I just say that we have now made Shinsuke Nakamura a heel that always loses?
Well, yeah, he is that.
He's always on TV. It's great. He always gets to wrestle. Great.
Yep.
You just keep losing. Yep. Like Finn Balor. Great. Now you and Finn are like neck and neck.
Neck and neck and being losers?
Yep.
Seems legit. Seems right.
Sad to say, but true.
Seems about right. Yeah. He's a loser.
So he's a loser.
What, you want me to be nice or something?
I mean, no. Let's be let's be regular true heels as we should be, and just call out the bullshit when we see it. So yeah, you get to
you know who else is a loser?
Who?
The guy that's been walking around calling himself main event Jey Uso, but hasn't won a singles match since August. What did I say? What did I say? I like Jey Uso.
I think that is
I actually love Jey Uso, and I think he is.
I thought was going to be up there.
I think that he is 100% over with the fans, but I think that the fans are not being honest and having the honest conversation of why this motherfucker never wins anything.
Can we just first of all just say, like, I feel like if this was the plan to make Jey like the bigger twin, which he already was, during the pandemic. If you all watched the screens in the Thunderdome, we all already knew that he was the better of the two. But now you have solidified it. The one is a loser who kept getting DUIs, and now the other one is just a great wrestler that keeps losing. Bravo, WWE, bravo. You've done well with the bloodline, friends.
I really enjoyed the Seth Rollins and CM Punk segment. I thought that it felt like a WrestleMania, the start of a WrestleMania build.
My God, the package that we're going to get for this, it's so many eggs that have been dropped. before we even got to this point, I feel like.
And Seth is a good person to put against Punk because a lot of what Punk says comes off very disingenuous and you can't believe him. So you needed someone that you can believe,
which is
feels
Seth Rollins.
everything that he's saying. And when Seth says, I hate you and you called me a bootlicker and all this, and I'm going to protect this place, I believed everything Seth Rollins said. All of that to say, I feel like people went a little overboard on praising this segment because I saw someone who said this segment felt bigger than CM Punk and MJF, and it just didn't. It just didn't. It wasn't better than CM Punk and MJF because the big difference between the CM Punk and MJF promo and this promo is CM Punk and MJF threw fireballs at one another from a distance. You're a fake Miz. Your career was ruined by John Cena and Triple H. You're scared to go back to WWE. All that stuff. That was what they said to each other.
Yeah.
This was CM Punk putting a ball on a tee and saying, Seth, swing for the fence. I'm not going to throw. Or if he is pitching the ball, he was like, I'm going to throw it underhand. No fastballs, no curves, underhand.
Yep.
Underhand, you can hit this. And I'm not going to respond. Because he didn't respond. Because if he did respond, Seth would have looked bad. And that's not how you start off this feud. They did the right thing on how they laid this out.
I think it was perfect because it just laid out different things and elements of what we are going to get and what's going to lead us up to Philadelphia. So this is just the first encounter. There's many more that it will happen. And I'm just waiting for those things to happen. Let's see what they do. And I think they should let the two guys be the leads and have very much control over what happens.
So do you think that Punk now wins the Rumble to face Seth at Mania?
Oh, is that what we're going to do? I mean,
it's either going to be Punk winning or Cody winning at this
right.
point. I'd rather Punk. I'd rather Punk than Cody back to back.
Because Cody won last year. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, because we're going to get Roman and Cody, how do we figure out this story, friend? Please tell me.
Well,
how do we write
Cody, what they should do is Cody is in what I like to call the Ghost of Roman's Past Elimination Chamber match with Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, Randy Orton, and LA Knight.
Oh, okay. So that's
all the ghosts.
Wait, hold on. No. Solo, Randy, Jimmy, Jay,
LA Knight, and Cody.
And Cody. Oh, I was about to say, wait, someone's missing from the equation. But okay, no, that's actually, you have the two that start and you have the four in the chambers. Got it.
Yep. That's how I think it's going to go. We got our boy Shay Nasty here with us, joining us over here, and I agree with Shay Nasty, and everybody could say it if you're at home watching. Fuck you, StreamYard.
Yeah, friend.
StreamYard, what are we doing? Been a bitch today. Negro Buck saying, I love Jay, but tell me when Sid is telling lies. The dude has not won since August. It's a fact.
But again, we've pushed to separate the twins, right? The other twin, that's a complete shithead, has won more matches and has interfered in more matches than he has the other one that's won matches. Just saying.
We got Negro Buck who said, I'd swap out a Jimmy for Jay, but I like the idea at Sid. I mean, Jimmy has to be involved in this. This is about building to Jay and Jimmy.
Because Jimmy wants to be in charge so badly, where I feel like this is where they messed up with the bloodline story.
I would honestly keep Solo. If you're gonna swap out anybody for anybody, I would take out Solo because Solo doesn't need to lose.
Yeah.
If you can avoid Solo not losing, then don't put Solo in the chamber. Yeah. Jimmy can lose, so he goes in the chamber. Yeah.
Agreed. It makes more sense for Solo just to be in the background and he can help interfere into the match.
Exactly.
Than him being involved in the match. Because that's what he is. He's the enforcer. That's his job.
But speaking of Seth freaking Rollins, there was some big news story on Monday before Raw, or should have been a big news story, but not a lot of people paid attention because I'll tell you why in a minute. WWE will be looking to sign Seth freaking Rollins to a new deal in 2024 when his contract expires. As previously reported, Becky Lynch and Drew McIntyre also have their deals coming up next year, with WWE expected to make offers to retain them. Per Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, WWE and Rollins have yet to start talks to extend it ahead of the contract for the World Heavyweight Champion expiring in June of 2024. It's expected that WWE will make an offer to keep him under contract. Rollins is a respected and well-liked star within WWE, and the report noted that WWE sources said re-signing him would be a priority. A WWE official said, "We would not dispute that information in regards to Rollins' contract expiration and his re-signing being a priority for the company." Lynch, the wife and mother of Rollins' child, will also have her deal with the company also expire in June 2024, and several WWE stars were re-signed to deals in 2019 when AEW launched that put them in 5-year deals. It's unclear if that included Rollins or if his contract was already set to be up in 2024. So I think the reason why this didn't become bigger news is because when people saw that the major WWE star whose contract is expiring in 2024 was Seth Rollins, they were like, he's going to resign.
He's not
And
going anywhere. He's true. He's like the Undertaker. He's not going anywhere.
And I'm going to also give him the same argument I gave Tony Khan. You're not doing your due diligence then. You're not doing your due diligence because Seth freaking Rollins, I am your defense attorney. I'm sick of people. I'm sick of what the WWE is doing to him. This man has had to be the number 2, Krssi, to a motherfucker he trained at the job. Imagine you're working at your job for years. You're working so hard. You'll get the big promotion. You made it to the big time. WWE. You've been working your whole life for there. And then they put you in some work study program called The Shield. You got to work with someone else who's been working their ass off to get there. And both of you motherfuckers are just hired to train this other dude whose fucking daddy used to work here. That's all. You're just training him. And then he gets the number 1 spot and you're forced to be number 2 despite you won the world title before him. You were a main eventer before him. You were the top heel before he was the top babyface before him. But he's number 1, you're number 2. He's had to deal with that for a decade. Then last year, some motherfucker who left this company, who was a low-level janitor in this company, wearing face paint, having daddy issues, leaves the company for 6 years, creates his own company, trying to tear us down. And then he comes back and he gets the number 2 spot over me. Me who's been working so hard. And then he's like, all right, I'll take the number 3 spot. I'll be fine at number 3. And then the motherfucker who left a decade ago, who's been talking all this shit, been calling me a bootlicker, been calling me out my name, telling me I'm gonna suck Saudi Arabia bloody dick, and now he's on the flight to Saudi Arabia with me, and he gets my 3rd spot.
So what you're saying is, friend, that he needs to leave.
I want him to leave. If
He's
you're
not
going
going
to be top 4, top 5 in a company, I'm sorry. As a wrestling fan, you cannot tell me otherwise that Seth Rollins in the year of 2024, would it not be more interesting to see Seth Rollins being top 5 in a company with Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Bryan Danielson, Jon Moxley, who we haven't seen him face in a few years, guys like that he hasn't faced or at all, or he hasn't faced in a long time, or the same motherfuckers he's been facing for a decade: Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. After WrestleMania, I might be done with that matchup. I don't think I need to see that match because I saw that matchup a lot before CM Punk left.
Yeah.
And CM Punk ain't exactly been better in the ring since he came back. I'm just saying. You can see him face the same motherfuckers he's been facing all his career in WWE, or he could do something new. I think that for Seth's career, if he's ever going to be above the number 2, number 3, number 4 spot, he needs to leave WWE. He's never going to be that in WWE. If his goal in wrestling is to be the best and to be number one, he's never going to achieve that in WWE. So we got a super chat donation here from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will Chisholm. You always first one to show us love, and we appreciate the support. He says, "Hey Jay, you and Cody can get drunk at the media scrum, but you gotta take some L's, right?" Jet's response: "Sad heat." Jay's response: "Sad heat." I get it. It's only right. I did DUIs and everything. It's only right. Yeah. We got Bell who says Seth isn't going anywhere. This is suspicions. But I think Becky's next contract will be her last, at least full time. So I would think he'd want to be around for that. We also got Negro Bug who says Seth should at least hear TK and other people out, at least try to gain leverage. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, gain the leverage by hearing everybody out.
Yeah, to see get the numbers. Like, say, hey, listen, like this is what I'm getting over here. Do what Bret Hart did.
Yeah. Senior Nerd saying if Seth goes to AEW now, he's 5th, maybe 6th. If Drew and Becky follows him there, I disagree with that. I don't think he would be 5th because everyone that you're probably putting ahead of him is on the last stages of their career. I would put Brian ahead of him, Christian ahead of him. They'll be gone in a couple of years. Copeland, maybe no, he'll be gone in a couple of years. The only people that are active that will be here for 5 years that Rollins can come into AEW and you could say definitively these guys are ahead of him. It's Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Jon Moxley, and Swerve.
Yeah,
that's it. Rollins has already got past Moxley before, so I don't doubt that he can do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Omega is out right now, so he's already ahead of him. Now he's up in 3rd. He's at 3rd already. He's already improved what he's at in WWE. He's at 3rd already. Look at that fast. Swerve and Ospreay is his competition for the top spot. So we'll see. I disagree with that though. Nate Milton saying a convincing argument, Sid, but ain't no way Seth Jermaine Rollins is leaving his
Jermaine. I can't
up in that spot with some of them creeps over there. Jalen Rose voice, not gonna be able to do that. Do it. Nope, he's not. MJF is ahead of him. Yeah,
definitely ahead of him.
It's MJF, Ospreay, and Swerve. That's his competition.
So not even his former teammate Mox.
So he's 4. He would be in the top 4, but those are much more interesting guys for him to be in the top 4 with than Roman, who I've seen him face him ad nauseum. I'm good. I don't need to see it again. I've seen 3 times of Cody and Seth last year. I don't need to see it again.
Mm-mm.
There's only Punk. It's only Punk I want to see him face in the top 4 with him.
That's the only one that he's never went against.
Well, he's gone against him too. That's what I said. After the first time, I think I'm good after that too. After one time, I think I'm good. I just need once. RPGs is saying he's not going anywhere because it's looking like AEW might not have a TV show soon. Don't wish that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that,
man.
Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that, Skip. Senior Nerd, I need whatever drugs you're taking to make you believe that Orange Cassidy would be ahead of Seth Rollins in this. Because, sorry, the booking since All Out says he's not. Says he's definitely not. He's a mid-carder. He's the top of the mid-card, but he's a mid-carder based on the way they booked him in 2024. You have to have some of the strongest mind-altering drugs to make you believe that Orange Cassidy is ahead of Seth Rollins. Ever. Senior Nerd said, oh hell, what if AEW signs Okada? Then Seth has a problem. Then you made a point. But speaking of Seth and Punk segment, Seth Rollins and CM Punk did not have a producer listed for their Raw promo.
Wonderful.
Fightful Select reports that none of Punk's segments have had producers yet for that reason. The report makes it clear that this doesn't mean that there isn't creative involved in segments without producer, nor does it mean that they aren't slotted for specific amounts of time. The producer rundowns do not list writers who are, of course, generally involved in the creative of segments in addition to producers when there is physicality. There are exceptions to segments that don't have physicalities having producers, such as the Becky Lynch Nia Jax promo from this past Monday. But the site reports that they were told that at certain points in the planning stages, there may have been physicality involved in the booking, but also involving CM Punk. PW Insider reports that Punk merchandise has reportedly been selling incredibly well since returning to WWE last month at Survivor Series. According to the report, on Punk's first night back in the company, he sold over 6 figures in physical t-shirt sales overnight, and there is said to be the most lucrative evening for Punk's merchandise sales since his return. The sales figure is also reportedly a nearly unheard of number for a returning wrestler. Punk is no stranger to making merchandise sales records. He did the same when he returned to wrestling for AEW last year. So Punk make a difference across the board, even in NXT, Miss Krssi Love, which brings us over to NXT Deadline from last Saturday. The show was featured CM Punk making a surprise appearance to chat with Shawn Michaels about the possibility of joining the NXT brand. Ilya Dragunov also was on the show in the main event, defeating Baron Corbin in a very good main event matchup to retain the NXT championship. Blair Davenport beat Fallon Henley, Tiffany Stratton, Kalani Jordan, and Lash Legend in a great Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. Post-match, Lyra Valkyria came out to confront the new number one contender, but she was attacked from behind by the returning Cora Jade. Carmelo Hayes beat Lexis King. Post-match, King revealed he did not, in fact, attack Trick Williams. But speaking of Williams, he was the star of the night on this show as Trick Williams defeated Braun Breaker, Dijak, Josh Briggs, and Tyler Bate in a tremendous Iron Survivor Challenge that was one of the best underdog come from behind stories told in wrestling in a long, long time. Then you had NXT this week. The show featured Carmelo Hayes being mysteriously attacked backstage off camera to start the show. It was later revealed by Mello that he now believes Ilya Dragunov was the man who attacked him and Trick Williams. This led to Mello trying to take the NXT championship from Dragunov and accidentally nailing Trick with it. So further development in the whole Mello Trick Williams storyline this week. What did you think about that development and Trick Williams winning the Iron Survivor Challenge, which I called Tracy McGrady scored in 13 points in 33 seconds because he got 5 wins in a minute.
In a minute. Yeah. I feel like we've seen this before, but hey, because then they just like slingshot him and let him win a whole bunch of stuff, and then they was like, let's take it away from him really quickly. So let's see what happens.
Well, to be fair, he was the replacement for Mustafa Ali for that.
Okay.
This actually seems like this is his story.
Okay. Sure. Let's see what happens. And he won that whole thing too when he was the replacement.
Yeah, because he was just because Mustafa Ali was supposed to win the North American title.
He was.
Yeah.
But,
so
okay.
We just filled in him with the replacement, and then we went back to what we were going to do. That's what we were going to do.
This was nothing.
Move on. Move on. Let's be happy about the here and the now instead of being mad about what happened before.
Okay, fine. Whatever. Overall, great, solid men's event. Like you said, he won in the last 10 minutes of that whole, he was nowhere to be found. And then all of a sudden he was like, Trick is just doing everything. Great. Good job. Great main event. We're looking at Baron Corbin being a great loser too, but it's still successful and strong. Anything else you asked me? What else you asked me?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, NXT this week, they did 678,000 viewers. They started the breakout tournament this week as well. Lexis King attacked one of the participants to enter.
Oh, yeah. And he was being a big crybaby and started attacking one, so to make himself be put into this whole tournament. Great job. Yeah. And then
It feels like Lexis King is like the 2023 version of Rikishi being revealed as Austin running down, and them saying Lexis King did not attack Trick when it was very clearly obvious by the video that he did.
right.
It makes me believe that they just decided to go with Mello now because that Lexis King shit didn't work.
But it was clearly him. But now you want to put it on Mello. Like, what are we doing here, man?
Because Mello was talking guilty as fuck during that last segment.
Yeah, he really did.
I was like, bro, you don't even have a good reason to be blaming Dragunov, and you're blaming Dragunov. I was like, yo, that nigga guilty.
Yep, it sounded like you like very, very guilty. But
When you gotta make up reasons for people to attack,
mm-hmm.
like, nah. And then the doctor said your knee was all right too. It was just like, this ain't looking too good for Mello right now.
Nope. Mm-mm.
We got another big one this time. Super chat donation from the Santa himself, Will Chisholm. He says Okada comes, insert will be backed up, and for some reason Tony Khan loves Sammy Guevara, so it will be a battle for that spot, Seth. And then Becky will be like, I'm not going there with one woman's match.
Well, she probably could change the dynamics of the women. I mean,
that's what, they need someone like a Becky Lynch.
They need someone strong over there. That's why we wanted Mercedes, but you know,
fumbled that bag, man. How could you? We got Big Man Dog saying Punk has been going around taking pictures with all the NXT ladies, and the reason is he's been around NXT a lot this week.
He's been at the center. He's been at the he's getting right. I guess he's been training, and
now he wants to work with children. Following his appearance at Deadline, Fightful Select reports that CM Punk was backstage at Tuesday's show. The report notes that he's been hanging out at the Capitol Wrestling Center over the course of the day and has been giving talent feedback on matches during the evening.
Like a dad.
PW Insider then reported that the recently returned CM Punk was back at the Performance Center early on Wednesday in Orlando, Florida. Punk was there training and working with NXT talents, and PW Insider notes that there was a massive amount of genuine excitement at the Performance Center on Tuesday when Punk made a surprise appearance and spent the evening with talent. Fightful Select reports that Punk flew to the Performance Center after being on Raw on Monday, making an appearance that he was not under obligation to do so. According to those that the outlet spoke to, Punk showed up and spent most of the day there despite not being planned for the evening show. And Punk was backstage throughout the day and was talking with talent and giving feedback on matches and hanging out with them in the PC's lounge. Punk was reportedly willing to help anyone who asked him, and the outlet's the Fightful's Corey Brenner was told that Punk was observing things from around the facility, including a gorilla behind the hard camera area and with the tech crew. Shawn Michaels was a vocal supporter of the notion that Punk would be welcome back in NXT, and according to those close to Punk, he didn't take that endorsement lightly. WWE sources have indicated that Punk is welcome at the PC whenever he wants. Everyone at the PC said that Punk was a joy to deal with, and there was a lot of excitement regarding him being there. The site also notes that wrestle purist Ibu, who has really good sources close to Punk, reported that Punk's long-term goal would be to succeed Shawn Michaels as the head of NXT when Michaels eventually exits the role.
I know Phil lying. I know
Fightful heard from WWE officials that any such notion would not happen for a long time, as there were no plans for HBK to end his time with NXT in the foreseeable future.
Damn, Phil.
What would you think about CM Punk, the head of NXT?
I don't see it.
Not at all? Not ever?
Give him 10 years, maybe. Maybe he needs to grow and mature and like get his life together and like take account for his responsibilities. But yeah, you want to run the children?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know about that, friend. Go have a seat.
One Bill Phil. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Can't make it up at all. But yes, we gotta speed through the rest of this. But we'll talk more about CM Punk trying to take over
I mean,
NXT.
do you
I'm
see
sure
him
it'll
taking
be
it off? You think he'll take it over eventually?
I mean, they're gonna need somebody like Big Man Dog says. Maybe Shawn Michaels gets promoted to the main roster after his work in NXT. You never know.
Okay.
I don't see CM Punk as the right person for that job, but hey,
See, okay, there's your answer. Like,
hey,
I'm
the job might be open. That's all I'm saying. The job might
like,
be open. I don't know if CM Punk is the right person for that job.
okay.
New Japan Pro Wrestling had World Tag League final last Sunday. The show featured Bishamon defeating El Fantasmo and Hikuleo in an excellent main event to win the NJPW World Tag League 2023 tournament. Post-match, Bishamon challenged GOD to a title versus title match at Wrestle Kingdom 18. Meanwhile, LIJ beat Just Five Guys in a fun 10-man tag. Post-match, the group accepted Zendokan Jr. into the LIJ group. Kashika Okada and Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Gates of Agony in a good tag team bout as well on the show. But the big news from New Japan this week is that New Japan Pro Wrestling, Stardom, and 7 other promotions, including All Japan Pro Wrestling, DDT Pro, Pro Wrestling Nola, Cambray's Pro Wrestling, Big Japan Pro Wrestling, Dragon Gate, and Tokyo Joshi Pro have joined up in the United Japan Pro Wrestling Alliance.
Wow.
And the UJPW will hold their first joint event on May 6, 2024 at the Nippon Budokan. So a huge show with 9 different promotions coming together. Really seems like they are kind of taking the MO of AEW, who's dealing with all these promotions and making their own super American promotion. Now they're doing it in Japan. I like it. Smart move. And speaking of New Japan news, they announced the new title that will be determined at Wrestle Kingdom. New Japan announced this week that the IWGP US Heavyweight title will become the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 18. The match of Will Ospreay versus Jon Moxley versus David Finlay will crown the inaugural champion, and the belt will not continue the lineage of the US belt and will be instead replacing it. Ospreay was the U.S. champion before renaming it the U.K. title until both of his belts were destroyed by David Finlay. So we will see who will become the first ever IWGP Global Champion coming up at Wrestle Kingdom on January 4th. But the final thing we missed was Impact Wrestling Final Resolution from last Saturday. The show featured Josh Alexander and Zack Sabre Jr. defeating the Motor City Machine Guns in a terrific tag team technical wrestling main event. Speedball Mike Bailey and the debuting Trent Seven beat the Rascals in a very good tag team bout. Trinity and Jordan Grace beat Giselle Shaw and Deanna Purrazzo in a good tag team bout. Meanwhile, the ABC defeated Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers in a pretty good matchup to retain the Impact World Tag Team titles. But a lot of big news from Impact Wrestling this week as they made some big signings after his debut match at Final Resolution. Scott D'Amore came out to give Trent Seven a contract to sign with TNA. He talked about that signing and he said, "We've been speaking for a few weeks, just kind of piecing things together and making sure everything worked out. A lot of times in the entertainment industry is about being in the right place at the right time, doing the right stuff, looking the right way. There are a lot of things that have linked up for these kind of things to happen, and that's what it was. It was the right place, right time, right decision, 1,010 things evolving and continuously evolving. Luckily, we got to deliver the fans with a real professional wrestling exciting secret." So Trent Seven with TNA, but he's not the only one, as on Wednesday, TNA Wrestling has announced that Kushida has signed a deal with the company after already making several appearances for Impact. He talked about the signing on Battleground podcast, where he confirmed he will still be working with New Japan Pro Wrestling as well. And then on Thursday, TNA Wrestling announced that Eddie Edwards has re-signed a new deal with the company and will remain for the foreseeable future. His contract expired in February, but the new contract came together over the last few weeks, and talks began when Impact was in Mexico earlier this month. And then finally, El Hijo del Vikingo, who has been making several appearances for AEW, of course, is the AAA Mega Champion. He will make his return to Impact Wrestling and be at TNA Hard to Kill. He will be competing on that show as well as the Snake Eyes event, the TV taping the next day. He last appeared on the November 26th edition of Impact on Access TV, where he teamed with the Motor City Machine Guns to face Los Vipers and Trey Miguel. And his match for Hard to Kill has already been announced. It will be Chris Sabin defending the X Division Championship against the newly signed Kushida and Vikingo. That should be fucking fantastic. That's going to be great. That's going to be a bunch of fun at Hard to Kill.
Bunch of high flying joints.
And then the TV tape in the night after Snake Eyes, will see Kazuchika Okada and Will Ospreay appear, and Okada in his first TNA matchup in a decade will team with the Motor City Machine Guns to verse Moose, Eddie Edwards, and Brian Myers. Meanwhile, Will Ospreay will go one-on-one with Josh Alexander in a rematch of their epic encounter back on Impact on Access TV earlier this year. So some really big stuff from TNA Impact Wrestling this week. Shouts out to all of our friends over at TNA and Impact Wrestling, and check out our interview with TNA World Tag Team Champion Chris Bay that is up right now. But Krssi Love, it is time for your favorite time of the show, match of the week. Give our 3 to 5 best matches that we saw in the past week that you need to watch and need to go out of your way to see. Once again, I'm not prepared because this has been a crazy episode where we had to split it into 2 sides, so I didn't have time to figure out who is my match of the week. I'm going to go in reverse. I'm going to switch everything up. I'm not giving honorable mentions. I'm starting from number 1 and then working my way down instead of the opposite way. My number 1 this week, Blackpool Combat Club versus Mark Briscoe and FTR. So much emotion, a bloody war, that fight without honor last night at ROH Final Battle. That is my match of the week, number 1 this week. Number 2, I'm going to go with Andrade versus Bryan Danielson from Collision last Saturday. Just a brutal, hard-hitting bout. Number 3 for me, I'm going to go with GOD versus... No, number 3, I'm going to go with Billy Starks versus Athena from Final Battle last night. Just a great, epic showdown. Number 4, I'll go with GOD versus Bishamon from the World Tag League Final. And number 5 for me, Trick Williams becoming Tracy McGrady in the Iron Survivor match. That was great. Krssi Love, the floor is yours.
So I have 3 this week. So I'm going to go reverse. Your number 5 is my number 3. Shout out to Trick for winning that. Number 2 would be I will give it to Andrade and Brody Lee. And then number 1 would be Athena versus Billy. That was the only thing I said. I just watched it online right before we did this show because I didn't see.
You said Brody Lee or Brody King?
Brody King. Sorry, my bad. Brody Lee is not. Oh, sorry, Brody. Just Brody right now. Okay. Yeah. My number 1 is going to be Athena and
Billy Starks.
Billy Starks from last night's show. That's the only one. I have to watch the pay-per-view, but I went back and I made it a point to go see that because I knew the girls would kill it. And because I really wanted to see that match out of the whole thing because we didn't really have like a lead up to this whole show. But yeah, I definitely wanted to see because I knew that they were going to kill it. So I just made sure I watched that before I got on our show today. And rightfully so, I'm happy I did because it was a banger of a match. And they closed out the show too. So good for them. Absolutely. So that's it, friends.
We got Christopher Kidd. It says, hey, my wrestling family, coming in late, but he's dropping us with his matches of the week. He says BCC versus FTR Briscoes, Brody versus Andrade, Swerve versus Mox. Swerve versus Mox would definitely be an honorable mention for me.
Yes, Swerve. Okay, so that's number 4 for me. So damn, I could get number 5. Damn. Andrade. No, wait, no. I said Andrade already, right?
Did you see Andrade and Bryan?
Yes, that was from last week. Okay, So there we go. Friday. I mean
Saturday.
Saturday. Last week Saturday. Okay, so there's 5 right there. Perfect. Andrade got 2 spots.
There you go. Andrade killing the game. Christopher Kidd saying Athena versus Billy was fire. We also got Santo who says, what's up, the great SP3 and the majestic Krssi Love and the rest of the Tru Heel Heat family. Thanks for showing up, Santo. But we are at the end of our show. We have made it to the end. What a mess. Check out both parts of the Tru Heel Heat
Yeah, we had
Flagship
2
podcast.
shows, right.
2 parts. 2 parts, because StreamYard is some bitches. Miss Krssi Love, let the people know where they can follow you on social media and what you got going on.
So, friends, hey, happy holidays and everything and all that good stuff to you and all that jazz. Have fun and be merry and nice. But other than that, you can find me on IG, Twitter, and on Facebook as Krssi Love _1. Twitter or X is called Tru Heel Krssi Love. Other than that, it's just my plain old name. You can follow me on our flagship show, which is Tru Heel Heat, every Saturday. I usually will fill in if you call me or you ask me to be on your show. So just hit me up, and if I'm available, I will be there or be square. Other than that, that's it. Southern Face and Hill should be back next week, though. Yes.
Should be. So definitely go out of your way to check out all of that. Check out all the great stuff we got on the channel as well. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at Tru Heel SP3. You can follow the gang Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Tru Heel Heat. Patreon.com/Tru Heel Heat. $3 a month. You get exclusive content, the Tru Heel Heat Prediction Championship, plus much, much more. And maybe I'll ask Romeo to put both podcasts together. So our
Some
Patreon
kind of way,
our Patreon backers can at least watch the whole entire thing in full. And podcast listeners can also listen to it all in full because our great producer. Thank you, producer. And follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Tru Heel Heat, ProWrestlingTees.com/Tru Heels, as well as ForYourWear.com/Tru-Heel-Heat. Check out all the great content on the channel right now, like our Chris Bay interview. Check out AE Ramble from Thursday. Check out Rated Raw review from Tuesday. Check out all of that. Have a great time. Have a great weekend. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. StreamYard, get your shit together. For Krssi Love, it is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. This has been Tru Heel Heat 255. One Bill Phil's Revenge. We are signing off until next time.
Laters.